Menon, Van Nunley, and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, America's. This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred.
Mike Hot. It's Monday, Albuquerque.
Yeah, baby.
You know what that means? Well, that means the boys are doing 3 hours of radio today. Let's go. Let's go. We are in the studio for 3 hours.
3 hours.
You're welcome.
Isaiah Johnson, he's on air with us, making the show go around. Isaiah, thank you.
Isaiah, the full-time producer, Isaiah
Let's go.
Johnson.
That is me.
Yeah, baby.
Did it.
Everyone who took vacation last week, they now know.
Welcome.
Jake Cassio with us. Just got in underneath the tag. Jake, thanks for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
First time in the studio, first time friend of the show, longtime friend of mine, Adam Merrick with us. Adam,
What up?
welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm
listen,
pumped.
boys,
Pumped to be here.
Hey, Duke City Championship Wrestling fans. Adam Merrick, the in-ring announcer for Duke City Championship Wrestling. You may remember him from One Fall.
That's exactly where I know him from.
Who invented One Fall, Adam?
You know, I don't know who actually came up with that. I'm guessing maybe Howard Finkel.
Howard Finkel
What?
could be the dude.
You mean Einhorn?
Finkel is.
Finkel is Einhorn.
Adam, you've been a ring announcer for professional wrestling for what, like all your life? Is that correct?
No, not all my life. Probably good since like 2007, 2008.
That's all Jake's life.
All of your life. Pretty much my whole life. Yeah.
For some people, then I guess so.
The when we were in complete transparency here, I own Duke City Championship Wrestling. If you go to dccwtickets.com
Right.
and buy tickets to Duke City Championship Wrestling, you are sliding money into Daddy's pockets. So it goes into my pockets, and then it's at my discretion what to do with it. So when we were putting this thing together, we were coming up with a list. It was me and Aaron Burnett and Joe Singer, who you guys know as Hobo Hank. So we were putting together this list. The first name on the list was Adam freaking Merrick.
Crazy.
Like, what is that like to be the most talented guy in the city at one stupid thing? The thing that no one else is trying to be good at, you are the one who's the best at it.
I don't. It's awesome. I can't complain. Joe told me the same thing. You know, and I was on top of his list, and I was blown away, especially with all the talent that's here in New Mexico from a wrestling standpoint. And for him to come to me and let me know about this venture that you guys took on first was, you know, definitely a good moment, good feeling, and proud to be involved still with DCCW.
It's really nice.
Very nice.
Way better than Dylan Storm. So we're trying to say, man, you're just trying to put it out there like that. Is that what you're about to say?
Low bar.
Hey, Dylan Storm, right?
All he is good for your Twitter.
Stormwatch on her threads. Went to the Isotopes game yesterday, boys. So as you know, the Isotopes had lost 12 of 13. They were sitting at 2-15 on the season.
Not ideal.
No, absolute. They were absolute garbage. They are the worst team in minor league baseball until yesterday.
Let's go.
When the boys wanted a walk-off.
Boom.
And
It's because you were there.
Yeah, they got that Fred Slow rub.
that's Pretzel Drip.
Oh, they got the Jackie Robinson is what they did.
That's nice. Ooh, today's Jackie Robinson Day, boys.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Jackie a lot. Now, Jake, you cool with Jackie?
I love Jackie.
I mean,
he's important to the history of America's game.
you like him as a person, though.
I love Jackie as a person.
Zay, Jackie Robinson, yay or nay?
Cool in my book.
Yep. Okay, cool. Well, after all that weird OJ hate last week that Zay was giving, I just want to make sure we had you.
505-246-0610. Anybody out there anti-Jackie
If
Robinson?
You're Oppo JR. We need to know.
Why do you hate 42?
Adam Merrick's with us because with Isaiah Johnson joining the program, we have to redo literally everything. Like we can keep,
Sure.
yeah, because it's all everything's been ruined
For a good cause.
No. So Adam is helping us do the new intro to the program. Where what stylings would you call it? Would you call it professional wrestling? Would you call it ring announcing? Like what is the verbiage?
I'd say ring announcing.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's pretty good though.
Yeah.
So we cut it today. We'll splice it into a thing tomorrow. Do you think Jake Cassio's name is on it?
No, without a doubt.
Let's
No.
Not for one day a week.
We should get a
This is
special Monday
full
one.
timers
Yeah.
only.
It should actually be Jake, where he goes, "Hey guys, it's me, Jake
And
Cassio."
me too, guys.
I'm Jake Cassio.
I'm here.
Hi, y'all. It's great that you have me. That is the one. You said you started in 2007. You know the history of pro wrestling here in Albuquerque, maybe better than anyone. Is that a fair statement?
I wouldn't say better than anybody. There's probably people who know it better than me, but I have a good knowledge of it, I'd say.
Humble.
Yeah.
Humble is what I just heard.
Okay.
Yeah, humble brag.
Did you not tell them about the program?
Yeah, the one where we're just
No, Adam, you're the best ever.
all
Oh, yeah.
time.
No
There's
one
a
knows
reason-
more than you.
Yeah,
There's a reason why you were number 1 on their list.
Of course.
Good one, Jake. Like the lot. But no, the recent 1 year anniversary of Duke City Championship Wrestling's coming up. That's next May.
Yeah.
The we haven't announced the day yet, but do not be busy the last weekend of May. Take that for wherever you want. But it's been like a tumultuous little rise for us, right? Like there was in the beginning just a lot of people saying it doesn't work. Pro wrestling doesn't work. Albuquerque wants to, and here we are as healthy as an organization that you've ever seen here in the state.
Oh, absolutely. It's crazy. I personally never thought that we would have wrestling at how big it is right now with Duke City. I didn't think it was going to get to that point again. And to see the hard work that yourself, Joe, Aaron, Fernando, everybody within the company has put in to make this show what it is amazing. And it's no wonder why it is at the level that it's at right now. And everybody around Albuquerque is talking about it, continues to talk about it each and every month. It gets bigger and bigger.
When you took, not because you wanted to, but by choice, there was an organization before Duke City Championship Wrestling that folded in 2018.
Yeah.
So there was whatever that hiatus is, Van, 18 to 23. What is that? Do the
5
math.
years.
Thank you, Jake. So you have seen at Duke City Championship Wrestling fans for the first time ever. There are fans that are in their first pro wrestling show attendance ever. Kind of talk to me about what that is for you emotionally. Kind of talk about trying to smarten up the crowd on what professional wrestling is and exposing people for the first time to their first live event.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't really know how to be in those big crowds that pro wrestling has. And a lot of people are used to like the WWE setup, and it's kind of everybody works together as a big group to beat a crowd, to beat a universe.
Yeah.
And in independent wrestling, it's much more
Intimate.
Exactly.
Sexual.
100%.
Sexual. Say sexual.
Very sexually
Thank
intimate.
you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Yeah. Didn't think he was going to say sexual.
And
why does a lot.
so it's kind of fun to be able to kind of guide them and let them know, like, hey, it's okay to boo these guys, cheer these guys, make some noise. The more noise that you make, the louder the show gets, possibly the crazier things you're going to see from these guys. And I think people start to get used to it. And we've definitely have a fan base that has grown, and now they're used to how to participate or involve themselves in these shows and know how important it is to the overall product of the show. They definitely help out.
Will you help me convince Jake to come back to even one show?
I'm coming for the May one.
He was a one hit quitter. He was a one hitter quitter.
And I had a blast
It was a one hit quit.
for Turbo Tony. My guy.
You know, he's a good guy now.
Oh, no. Who? Okay, Thunder. Let's go Thunder.
Adam Merrick, also like many of the friends of the show out there. Now, Zay, help me out with the terminology here.
Okay.
Is it good to be a Cowboys fan, or is it a fate worse than death? I can't remember.
How old are you?
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
If you're 60, you saw some good times.
Yeah, those were the ones.
If you're like 37 and younger, you're garbage.
But there's a twist though. Even like the older people who have seen them win, they feel a different type of pain than we feel.
All right, we got to find a new sentence for older people. Okay, so
We'll say
Season.
fans in the 90s.
Those who remember.
Yeah.
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 Those who were present.
Analog fans. Analog fans.
Okay. That sounds
Fans that came over on the Mayflower.
yes.
Those who own a phone book.
Oh, that was a good one. That's a super good one.
Walking fossils, baby.
Yeah, those that learned how.
Walking fossils.
Not bad at all. Cowboys wide receiver, because Adam, you're a big Cowboys fan, just like Zay, so that sucks for you both.
Sorry, guys.
Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb is then expected to attend the start of Dallas's voluntary offseason program Monday, while he awaits a new contract to replace
Mhm.
the one that's scheduled to pay him a fully guaranteed $17 million. So I just want you guys to help me understand how this 24-year-old can't survive off $17 million a year. Go ahead.
So I heard a term that was very interesting to me. And I hear that a lot of times NFL players who have outplayed their contract, they view money from their future contract not only showing their value for how good they are, but they feel there should be back pay. So CD Lamb, I'm sure, feels like he has outplayed his contract. So not only does he want a big contract in the future, but he's like, look, I've outplayed my contract. You guys owe me. He's very entitled, as he should be.
Look, compact disc lamb chop needs to chill the hell out.
That's a good one.
You sign the contract.
This Cherry Lewis one.
You and your agent sign the contract. Play through your contract and then get the big dollars. That's your name on the contract. No one forged it. No one had a gun to your head. Oh wait, hold on. Did Jerry Jones have a gun to his head?
Well,
Did his inner Arkansas come out? Anyways, no one forced you to sign the contract.
Was he in a car with Rashee Rice? Like, do we know? Adam Merrick, this is icing on the cake for Cowboys fan, right? Like, this is do nothing off season, and then the only players you have, they decide they're going to do nothing too.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I was so frustrated at the end of last season with how everything ended. And I'm just so tuned out with this season, this off season. And I was hoping for the best. And, I was really hoping we'd keep Dan Quinn, possibly get rid of McCarthy, but that didn't happen. And now that we're riding the McCarthy train and seeing where that's going to go,
it's another year of penalties, man. Another year of penalties.
That's what I'm saying.
And then not going after Derrick Henry. And what's funny is all the Cowboy fans, we all predicted that he was going to come out and say he hadn't heard from him.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he comes out and he even basically says, like, I just bought a house there. It would have been crazy seeing me in a Cowboys uniform, but they didn't reach out.
Oh, he's going to look so much better in that black and purple. Good choice.
I disagree.
Jake, help me with this salary cap, though. Why didn't they just sign CeeDee Lamb to more money last year? We know the salary cap works. It would currently be less money this year. If they assigned him to more money last year, then you wouldn't have to deal with this dumb idea that he's deserving a back pay or whatever entitlement syndrome that he has.
Jerry Jones is more concerned that he has to deal with Dak Prescott's up and coming contract because the quarterback contract market is insane, where if you're not making over $40 million a year, then you're not worth a darn in the league, And so I think Jerry Jones is more concerned with keeping Dak around than CD.
All right, well, so everyone here is wrong. It's because Devonta Smith got paid.
Mm-hmm.
That's what.
Well, he signed his contract too early.
$75 million
guaranteed.
That definitely influenced
51
CD
million
being like, I'm not going.
$75 million.
Yeah, but look at all the other guys ahead of him.
At what?
In terms of contracts for wide receivers.
Yeah, but aren't they the same draft class guys? Aren't they like division rival, exact same kind of thing? Like if the Van Nunley version of Van Nunley from Conservative Talk did way better than Van Nunley would be upset.
Valid.
Who's Tyreek Hill? He's not Tyreek Hill. He's not Cooper Kupp. He's not Devontae Adams. He's none of those guys.
Yeah.
CD is like the best of the second tier, though.
He's better.
He deserves like right beneath all the best guys' money, but not now because he has a contract. He's not a free agent. You're already a member of the Dallas Cowboys and you're getting paid.
See, I think you guys are all looking at this wrong. The key word is voluntary. It's voluntary.
Start real.
Yeah, let's not forget that part.
He's on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
He's extended his vacation. He'll show up for OTAs. He'll be there day one.
I tell you that every Chiefs player is there today.
Well, they have something they're playing for.
Yeah. A new locker room.
Remember when Dalton Schultz came out and said that they don't really take things serious there? What if CD's like, I'll get more work in if I just stay at home with my trainers and I'll come more prepared than what they're going to have going on in Dallas.
Dang.
Instead of that gerbil cage of a locker room where people just sit there behind double pane glass and just watch you work out like a creep.
There's my favorite athlete.
Yeah, stay home.
Where's Emmitt Smith? Adam Merrick, when's the next Duke City Championship Wrestling event?
Next Wednesday at the historic El Rey Theater.
First bell, we're moving it up. 7:00 start.
Ooh.
Also,
School night.
Van and I are live from the ballpark that night.
Yep.
And then I'm going to throw out the first pitch, and then I'm going to race over to the historic El Rey Theater to get wrestling going. So it's going to be a wild, fun night.
Superstar.
You do. You guys do know. Jake,
I give you your props. I remember back in the day before this whole thing started, and Fred told me he had a league building up, and when I first got to Albuquerque, I was asking people about it. They hadn't heard. Now they've heard.
Everyone knows. How come you've never made your debut? Oh, because you're no good.
I was a working man. I'll be there.
Adam Merrick, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
We kick you out of the studio so we can continue our sports-centric program. Boys, there's a brand new partnership for Two Men On. We're going to tell you all about it whenever we get back from the break. It's 2 Men On live from the studio today. We are here until 7 o'clock tonight, which is a later o'clock than we were accustomed to. 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Welcome back to the program, Duke City. 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal. The boys are in the office today.
I love the office.
Beautiful and historic downtown Albuquerque, right across from the Al Hurricane Pavilion. You big Al Hurricane guy, young Cassio?
I finally learned who he was about a year ago with you, actually, when we were there for Cinco de Mayo at the lab.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Al Hurricane Jr. is an absolute dude too.
Oh, he put a performance on.
Oh, he's a legend. He'll be back at the lab Cinco de Mayo again this year.
I love that. I have added him to my occasional listening.
Do you have like a special like local Spanish Spotify playlist?
I'm not gonna lie, Van. I don't use Spotify.
Oh, what are you, Apple guy?
I am since day one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you grew up with.
Yeah, I tried Spotify for about 3 months and it said I hit my limit on how much music I could have downloaded. So I said, you're useless.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know there was a max.
I guess so. I don't think I was paying for a premium though.
You need to upgrade your cloud.
Yeah, it's all about
Zay, are you a Spotify or Apple guy?
I'm an Apple guy.
Apple
there we go.
They had a little scare. Remember, for a long time, they would just like undownload my songs.
Yeah,
If I was on a road trip, I couldn't listen to my music, and that almost made me switch. But I don't know if they made an update or if I just got in a better habit of downloading my music, but I don't come across that problem too much.
I have it automatically download now, everything.
Okay, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Everything you listen to automatically downloads?
Uh-huh.
That's wild.
And I add albums. I don't add songs. So I have
That's
like
a big thing.
terabytes.
That is so much.
I always need it.
That's like throwing recycling into the trash. Why do you need that many downloads? You're
I
never
never
gonna listen to
know.
it again.
I never know if I need to put on Future or if I need to put on Al Hurricane Jr.
Ah, good point.
You know, I got to have it all. I'm ready for all moods, all genres at all times.
Co-host of Two Men on Fred Slow back on the program.
So there was some
had
confusion.
to walk out Adam.
Well, there's confusion on the parking garage. So here's the situation, boys, on the parking garage. First of all, 505-246-0610. Call or text the program if you hate your parking situation at work, because I need these updates. Also, we're going to talk about UFC today. Van.
Mm-hmm.
It's currently a free-for-all out there in the world of parking.
Whoa.
How so?
If you are downtown
Okay.
and you want to park,
Mhm.
you can just willy-nilly come into our garage.
What?
I
Yeah.
figured that's because I don't do anything. I just come in.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's up with this?
I was looking for the button coming in. That's
Isaiah, turn you up just a little bit. Here's my thing. You have to have order, boys. Like, you can't just not have parking.
Yeah, I have like 3 super cherry spots I like to park.
Same.
I don't want people coming here and getting my spots for
That's
free.
I feel like that happened to me.
If you're a paying customer, if you're an employee of one in this fine building, sure, take my parking spot. I don't want some plebeian taking my parking
off the
spot.
street.
Ugh.
We are creatures of habit. And if I cannot be in the parking spot that by socially contracted has become mine, and I got to park on the ramp like a Neanderthal.
Sure. I don't want some 90.
It's time for anarchy, Fred.
I just saw
Let the people park.
I just saw Civil War, dude. I'm dying.
Yeah, I just saw that too.
That's where this energy comes from.
Did you like it?
How was Jesse Plemons, guys?
Now who's he?
He's the guy with the red glasses. And he goes, "What kind of American?"
The
are you?"
racist.
Yes.
I call him Fat Damon. He looks exactly like Matt Damon, who
Fat
kind of just
Damon.
gave up on himself.
I'm looking him up. His name's Jesse Plinkman.
Plemons.
Why are you
Clemens.
guys talking to me like I should know that?
He's a fantastic actor.
He's got some reach, man. He can do all angles.
That sounded very hot.
No
but
Diddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I just pulled him up. So I've never heard of this gentleman.
Well, you don't watch good movies.
Yeah, and you've never watched Breaking Bad
I don't think he's been in the Fast and the Furious series. That's why you haven't seen him.
or wrestling.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know you
Or
were
wrestling.
So you're trying to put Like Mike over right now? Are you trying to put over Jungle Cruise? Which one of these 2 movies are you trying to get over with me right now?
You've seen Jungle Cruise?
No, but Van's over here telling me how this guy only makes good movies, and I'm staring here at Game Night.
Is that a sequel to Terry Crews?
Jungle Cruise is kind of slept on.
Hey, Black Mass is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, so I went and saw that. I went and saw what did I just say it was called? Civil War.
Yeah, it was really good. I watched it opening
Love and
day.
Death
It
is
was
good.
okay.
Breaking Bad is good. Killers of the Flower Moon is fantastic. Power of the Dog was good. Haven't seen Civil War yet. I'm super excited. Miss me with Game Night. He was in Breaking Bad and El Camino in the Fargo series. He's a killer. He's a stone cold killer. He's in Black Mass.
He was a killer in Civil War.
I just said that, man. Just said that. Observe and Report. Remember that banger, Van?
He's in Vice.
When you put Observe and Report over
Black Mirror. Your favorite movie, The Irishman.
That's a great movie.
Wait, I know who this is. He was in Varsity Blues. I know exactly who this is.
He was also on Friday Night
Friday
Lights.
Night Lights. Yeah, he was in. I think Friday Night Lights, not Varsity Blues.
I know for a fact it's Varsity Blues.
Oh, really?
You want to?
Yeah, he's the little brother. Fired in there. I know exactly who he is.
Oh, he's in
Yes,
both.
he's in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a great football movie career, TV show career.
Beer can.
I'm glad he
challenge.
didn't get typecast for only playing teenage football shows.
Well, you get older.
Texas football.
Didn't bother the kids at Saved by the Bell.
Texas football is weird. In West Canaan, we have laws.
And football. God family football at that.
You guys watch this UFC over the weekend?
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
Hey,
I watched highlights.
was it crazy for Holly Holm? Because she's got 4 fights left, and I don't know who you can give her. She cannot beat anyone.
Ronda Rousey rematch. Let's go.
I'd watch that.
Let's go.
I'd watch that. And then that would give New Mexican a chance to relive that night from 2015 that they talk about all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If it gets some juice to TKO, moving over from a little bit of wrestling. Well, is she AEW or WWE?
Who are we talking about?
Rodda.
She's neither.
I thought she was a wrestler now.
She's retired.
Oh, good for
She's
her.
already retired?
Yeah.
That was short.
She ruined Roddy Piper's good name and then retired immediately?
First of all, she was endorsed by the Piper family, so let's be very clear on that.
Which Piper?
Rowdy's.
Mm,
She had his jacket.
wow. Was he around?
Pretty impressive.
Was he around
Like
to
on
sign
this
off on
earthly
this?
plane.
To sign off on this?
No, but his estate was cool with it. I mean, what can you do at that point?
Mm.
You know how OJ's estate has to pay off all of his civil everything's because he's only paid $133,000 out of the $103 million accrued with interest that he owns the families of Nicole and Ron.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Their
Was that the
estate said
1%?
their estate said they're pulling a Charlton Heston. You could rip that estate out of their cold dead hands.
God, I can't wait for this.
Yeah.
Is that what his daughter Khloe Kardashian said?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jake, you obviously are an idiot when it comes to this stuff.
To OJ?
Yes.
When all this happened before he was born.
Listen, he rushed for 2,000 yards in 14 games. Okay.
Okay.
I'm currently actually watching OJ Made in America on Netflix.
Are you doing it in between your listens to all the Puff Daddy albums?
Yes.
Okay, that
Mhm.
tracks. That's
Yeah.
the point.
Makes sense.
You're so stupid.
Okay, but OJ, I own one of the coolest pieces of American history.
A white Bronco.
A signed OJ Simpson card from his 2,000-yard rushing season that I bought for $40.
Okay. That was like $39 too much.
Now it's worth hundreds.
Hmm.
It's like worth $500 now.
Oh my goodness.
To who?
To me. Well, to me, it's priceless. Like, owning this card is like owning Abraham Lincoln's top hat.
No, that's very different.
No. That's in the Smithsonian. Yours is trash.
Well, I have my own version of a Smithsonian in my house, and it's all just Buffalo Bills, New York Knicks, and Mets memorabilia.
The owners of the Ford Bronco used in the O.J. Simpson's chase have put it up for sale, boys,
I thought it was in a museum.
and they are looking for 1.5 milli.
Wood.
You thought it was in a museum?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in a museum.
I think it was at the top of a hill in like the Smoky Mountains, and I'm not joking. I think it was in like Pigeon Forge. I'm not joking. That's where it ended up. And Van was like, Pawn Stars should have bought it.
They should have.
It's my answer for everything.
Yeah, according to Google, it's in a museum in Tennessee.
Told you, Pigeon Forge.
Tennessee.
Parked near a Volkswagen Beetle that was driven by serial killer Ted Bundy.
All right.
Wow.
Who owns this?
It's like an
stuff?
American crime museum, isn't it?
There's 3 owners.
Yes, crime museum in Tennessee.
Oh, and in Pigeon Forge. Here we go. On loan. It's on loan, boys, to the Alcatraz East Crime Museum in Pigeon Forge.
There was an Eastern Alcatraz.
I don't believe so, but I believe this is for people that aren't willing to travel to California.
Yeah, I won't.
What year was the Bronco? Was it 93?
It's 93. That's
93 Bronco?
Yeah. Were you looking it up on
There's
eBay?
there's no way it's worth 1.5.
What's the Kelly Blue Book?
Not with those miles. There's no way the interior held up.
Did you look up the 2-door or
What was
the
the
4-door?
blood?
Say what?
Did you look up the 2-door or the 4-door?
I think the 2-door.
It's the 2-door.
It's a 2-door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it coming back on
Like 13,500.
On fair market?
Yeah, with like how many? Depends on the mileage.
Well, it's a crazy economy,
If
Fred.
it's over 200,000 miles, it's only like $8,000.
It spent 17 years parked in a condominium garage in LA before it went to the Luxor in Las Vegas. They used it to open a sports museum, and then Alcatraz East bid for it. I don't think they drove it to Tennessee. They probably put it in a toy hauler, right?
You can never drive that thing again.
Not over 51 miles per hour or whatever.
Hey, that was a chase. 22 minutes of adrenaline.
It says it's only 32,000 miles.
Wow.
Okay. Is that
Okay.
also the same number of rushing yards that OJ had? And this is like a thing?
OJ had 11,000.
Oh, okay.
Not a lot.
What was his number? 32?
It was.
Interesting.
And it says confirmed less than 40,000 on the odometer.
Well, was he like doing like the thing where you could like dial back the miles on it?
Yeah, we put it in
Mhm.
reverse.
You think OJ would ever break a law?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't, because he's innocent.
You saying OJ Ferris Buellered his Bronco?
That's what I'm getting at.
See, I just would wish I could be a fly on the wall when his family came in for the last time when he made him sign an NDA
For
What?
an NDA for what?
for what he said, his confession.
He didn't confess.
Never
that we
confessed.
know of. He made his
Correct.
whole
But
family
if he-
sign an NDA.
But if he did confess, this is how he would do it.
That's nice. That's a good joke.
Thank God we have a book if he did do it.
I feel like there's some diary sitting somewhere.
There's got to be something.
He
Mhm.
just like spills all the beans, and we'll find it in like 200 years.
No,
buried-
hey,
buried
here,
in the backyard.
it'll never come out because any proceeds made from it will have to go to the Simpson and Goldman families.
Yeah,
Wow, really?
seriously.
It's 100% true.
Wow. So it's got to get filtered before we even figure it out.
You gonna launder his last will and testament?
Do you think there's like OJ fan fiction where people like
Yeah, I write it.
is that from straight from your blog, Jake?
Yeah, and I talk about how OJ's on the 2020 Buffalo Bills, and we win a Super Bowl with him. He
Mhm.
comes out of retirement, fresh out of jail.
In 2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a different strike than you've been in there for a little bit.
Today's I-9 varsity, the I-9 varsity of criminal cars. Okay, today's the I-9 varsity, the I-9 varsity of infamous criminal cars.
Criminal cars.
There you boys go.
All right.
All right, I'm making my list right now.
UFC talk. Whenever we get back from the break, it's 2 men on. We're live in studio. Van, we're at the Y on Wednesday.
Yeah, baby. Rio Bravo tomorrow.
Real Bravos tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dang, we go to Sadie's on Thursday.
You know it.
That's wild, dude.
Mhm.
We got Friday plans.
We might.
Okay, that sounds like we are
I
going to
think
be
we
at
need to
Safe
I
House.
think we need to confirm though.
100% what that sounds like. 2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. right, I'm going to give you a cold take before I give you a hot take. UFC 300, too long, first of all. Thing lasted too long. Number 2, I need help with this Venn diagram, guys. Help me understand.
Okay.
UFC fighters and really dumb tattoos. Is it like a perfect circle? Like I don't think I get it.
The dumber the tattoos, the better the fighter.
Okay, so I could buy that.
Like they got tattoos when they're really young and made some poor decisions, and those things don't rub off.
They were the ones punching the lockers in middle school. Not really the best decision makers.
Were there nerds in the locker, or they're just punching the locker?
That's a good question. I like the way you asked that.
No, they're just hitting the locker.
What you do is you stick a nerd in the locker room, then you fill it with shaving cream.
Get them.
I don't know the last time you walked into a high school van, but the lockers have gotten considerably smaller that you can't fit a human being in there anymore.
Kids are smaller.
Yeah,
idiot.
kids are smaller for sure.
No, they're bigger nowadays.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. That's a good
The
point.
kids are doing yoga.
Yeah.
You just fold them in half. shove 'em in the
Michelle
locker.
Obama's lunches only lasted a couple of years.
Oh, good point.
The Presidential Certificate of Physical Fitness. What was that thing? You know, what
The
I'm talking
president's test.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
about? It was weird that we were all trying to impress the president.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted a letter.
Like a varsity letter?
No, like a presidential letter.
Yeah. I think I only could do the sit-ups part.
The sit-ups was the best part.
Yeah, like the rest of it I would fall. Like I couldn't do the mile fast enough.
Were you climbing rope back then? Because rope climbing is gone.
Oh, they took that out?
That's a relic.
So we had to climb the rope, but it was easy for me because I was so tall. So it was only like 3 pulls.
Oh, you started off. You're halfway there.
Yeah, I'm like halfway there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we had I don't know if we had the legit height of the rope.
I think I passed everything except for pull-ups. Because I was a sturdy boy when I was younger.
I think the most fun one
I
was like
3C thick when I was younger.
the eraser races, where you had to pretty much just run a
sure.
suicide and grab the erasers.
Mm-hmm. Shuttles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me guess, Isaiah, you a collegiate football player, you were a Presidential Fitness Award winner.
I was very, very out of shape. In high school, it got a little better because the varsity head coach was watching what I was eating, and he was coming to my PE classes and making sure I was trying.
God, that's funny.
But in middle school, I was terrible. I ate trash.
All right. So I have it here. If you went to a public school between 1966 and 2012, you had to do the Presidential Physical Fitness Test. Okay?
That was going to be my guess. Neither of these two guys had to do it.
Yeah, I
thought
had
the
to do it.
program ended. You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A gym class gauntlet that involved a mile run,
Mm-hmm.
sit-ups, pull-ups, or push-ups,
Mm-hmm.
and sit and reach.
Yeah.
Oh, and they put that stupid wooden box over your toesers
Uh-huh.
The
And a-
flexibility test.
and a shuttle run. For those who were athletically inclined, it was a chance to shine. Children who scored in the top 15% of what? Were honored with the Presidential Physical Fitness Award. I remember that. And I feel like we got our name painted on the gym wall or something.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we never had that. We didn't get the glory.
And if you didn't, that was it. Because if you didn't win it, and you were basically Isaiah, you were a slouch.
I remember one year, we had a gung-ho gym teacher, and he went rogue on the test and made everyone go real hard, do everything extra.
Yeah,
Not just the challenges you were supposed to do.
right.
He would add extra stuff. I remember this kid got hurt. You remember the wall pegs? We
Yeah.
have the wooden pegs.
That's not part of this test.
And you got to climb the wall. Dude, he just went rogue.
That's awesome.
He was making kids do all kinds of other crazy stuff, like wall sits, who could do the longest wall sit and who can climb the highest on the wall pegs.
If you let me put my hands on my thighs, I can wall sit for a long time. If you make me do praying hands out in front, not long at all.
No, the real wall sit is putting your hands on top of your head.
Oh, man.
Is that the same as praying hands?
I think
It's got to be a similar outcome.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Have you tried praying hands on a wall sit?
Yeah. I could probably do a whole.
All right, during the break, whatever
long?
number Jake's
Yeah.
about to say, we're about to put on social media.
I could do it for 3 minutes.
How long's the next break, Isaiah? Because here, I don't think
it's
you
more
can.
than 3 minutes.
I don't think you can do it for
Correct.
3
A
minutes.
little bit more than 3.
And I think if we do a video of it, it's going to sound a lot like this. Oh, I'm dying. So we're going to.
Yeah.
and not in the studio with one of these carpet walls that gives you a lot of
Friction.
resistance. Yeah, we're gonna do it on like
we're going in the hall with
Yeah.
slick walls.
slick walls.
Let's do it in the parking lot when we're done.
Why are you trying to fight me, dude?
Oh no,
Like,
I think we should do it right now.
yeah, we're gonna do it
Like
during the
as
break.
All right.
So we can talk about it on this very
Yes, of
program.
course. All right, here we go. So are we all identifying as boys in this time?
Yeah.
So
I didn't.
As opposed to
girls would be the other option.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So curl ups. Okay. So let's say we're all 17. We're all 17 when we're seniors. In 1 minute, how many curl ups do you guys believe you could do?
You had to do this in high school?
Like a sit up? Or,
I thought it was
or
like middle school
pull-up?
stuff.
I say curl up's throwing me off just a little bit.
Yeah.
That's like a sit up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A sit up.
In a minute.
I could probably get 50.
Okay. Isaiah.
Yeah, I'd say about 50.
All right, Van.
I'm the only fit one here.
Because you don't want to slam back too hard. You
No.
can just give yourself a
Yeah.
concussion.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. If you guys could do 50 in a minute, you would not qualify for the Presidential Physical Fitness Award.
What? What is it?
It's
Is that-
55 is the minimum.
Are those crunches or those sit-ups? Curl up sounds more like a crunch. A sit-up takes longer than a second to do.
But a sit up, you can kind of cheat because you have your partner kind of counting, and it's not like,
Nice.
So-
is it like chest to knees thing? Is it like elbows to knees?
So I
thing?
believe Van is correct. It's a curl up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a crunch,
It's just
Like
get your
60.
elbow to the knee.
60.
elbow
yeah.
to the knee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like a proper sit-up.
I think I
takes
could do
longer than a
60.
second.
I think I currently could do 60.
Yeah, I agree.
But I would feel terrible afterwards. Physically, I would feel very
Yeah.
ill.
I could get a good 70 in.
Now, what do you think you could do the shuttle run in? So this is where it gets tough, right?
I'm not big
I
on
forgot
running.
how long is the shuttle run? Like, what are the lengths again?
As I recall, it was one part of the one side of the free throw line to the other side of the free throw line.
Short. It's very short.
It's very short.
See, I remember it was like back, boom, middle, end, and then run
Oh,
through.
no.
Yeah, that's exactly
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. I'll give myself like 7.6.
Okay, that would qualify.
Sick.
8.7 seconds. You have to do that.
I think it's shorter than what Jake is describing. Those are called like what? Suicides?
Suicide.
You got to go stripe to stripe, line to line, all
Like
across the court.
Baseline free throw,
Yeah.
back,
Mhm.
baseline half court, back, baseline
3-point.
opposite free throw, back,
Yeah.
baseline all the way.
Mhm.
So if that's what Jake's talking about, which you called them suicides, we called them line tappers.
Line tappers.
Yeah. But that's not this. The shuttle was when they put the two little wood blocks.
Correct. You go back and
505-246-0610. If you have a photo,
Was there an ex middle school gym coach listening?
Yeah, we need
Come on,
that.
buddy.
where's our lesbian audience? Now the V
They're literally at soccer practice right
we
now.
haven't
Fred.
got off yet.
You know what time it is?
Yeah. I'm expecting a text from one person. So the V sit reach is the one where you put your feet flat footed on the wooden box
Mm-hmm.
and it had the little fish scale
Mm-hmm.
that went out over your shins. Do you guys remember this
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
What do you think your reach was?
I could go past my toes.
Honestly, I don't remember.
I'm gonna say
I'm flexible.
48.
Just making up
I
numbers.
don't even know what that means.
48.
How many inches past the bottom of your feet?
Oh.
That's you're 4 feet. You're going 4 feet past the bottom of your feet.
Past my feet? I'll
Yeah.
give myself 10 inches.
That would definitely qualify you.
Yeah.
7 inches.
A
Man.
hand. Is that 7 inches? I could go a hand.
My hand
past
is like
my feet.
9 inches.
If I'm sitting down, I could go.
Oh, my bellers would get in the way, dude.
I'm trying to visualize it.
There's no way.
Half a forearm. Yeah, I'll qualify.
Okay. The 1 mile run. Now, this is the one.
God.
This
Now I can
Mhm.
give you a good one.
this crushed kids. When we get back from the break,
Mm-hmm.
we break down the presidential physical fitness test and how unrealistic it is. After we make Jake, Van, get your stopwatch out.
Got it.
Are you got it on your phone?
Okay, I'll do stopwatch. You do video.
I don't hate this plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 men on with Jake Cassio struggling with the wall sit. For how long did you say you go?
3 minutes.
There's no way. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
This
All right, Isaiah. During the break, we took Jake Cassio out to the hall.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened?
And we recorded Jake doing 3 minutes of wall sits. 505-246-0610. Text the Sports Animal text line. Do you think Jake made it to 3 minutes of wall sits?
Spoiler alert. I did not.
Did not.
Didn't even make it halfway.
Did not make it halfway.
Didn't make it halfway.
Once we hit 30 seconds, I knew I was in trouble.
Your legs were shaking 15 seconds into that.
Yeah, that was hard. Did I pass the presidential test on that
Wall
one?
sits are not part
They're not
of
on
it.
it. Yeah.
Wow, they're
You
not?
You
No.
just erroneously
Wall-
claimed.
Wall sits is what my crazy middle school gym coach made us do, who went bonkers, who went rogue and had us do a bunch of extra stuff that wasn't on the list.
We had to do 10 seconds for wall sits for every free throw we used to miss in practice.
Oh, only 10 seconds?
Per free throw that we missed,
Oh, okay.
and we would shoot hundreds.
But what if the crowd got free chicken?
I see what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
This is a good reference, which we'll come back to later today.
I would like to try this challenge a month from now.
Oh, you're gonna
Sure.
prep for it?
Yeah.
Get your squat on.
Yeah.
Do a bunch of practice rounds of wall sits.
That's what you call a competitor.
I
Yeah.
like that.
I will get the 3-minute mark.
Hey, I'll be this guy right now. I think I could hit 10 for 10 free throws right now off muscle memory.
I know for sure I couldn't.
That's a bummer that we don't have that in the hallway.
There's a basketball hoop right behind you.
That is not a regulation NBA basketball goal, my friend.
Masters is this weekend. We'll go over that. Big UFC event. We'll go over that. Did you know you have to run a mile in less than 6 minutes and 6 seconds to
Dang.
get the presidential? No one is doing that.
For varsity baseball, it's 7 minutes.
There has to be a weight limit. They got to change it up with size. Or
Sure.
something.
13 pull-ups.
I'll take it. I mean, now
That's
I
a
can
lot.
do that. Not
Yeah.
not back then.
I couldn't back then.
Not
I got you now, boo.
Isaiah Johnson is a collegiate football player, and he is not good enough for the Presidential Physical Fitness Award.
Pull-ups are hard. Unless like you're a tiny, tiny human who's accidentally jacked.
The national one, not the physical one, is like everything we just said, except you have to do 10 less of everything and you have an extra minute to run. Lots of people, I think, could make that.
7 minute mile.
Yeah, 7:04.
My best mile was 6:59.
When I jog on the treadmill, I do 10-minute miles.
I do about the same. 7
Yeah.
minutes is still pretty fast for a lot of
Mhm.
people.
I have long legs. I think I could walk a mile in 10 minutes.
No, you cannot.
I think I could. I have very long legs.
You think you can walk, what is that, 6 miles an hour?
But not like speed walking.
Yeah,
Six-
like speed
six-
walking. That's what I'm talking
No,
about.
6
just
miles
normal
an hour.
walk.
No,
You can't walk 6 miles an
I
hour.
think
I'd
I
love to
could.
see that.
I think I could do it.
All
For,
right.
for 10 minutes,
Who's got a jugs gun?
I could maintain that.
I want to radar Fred walking down the hallway.
I think in high school I ran the 40-yard dash in like 6 seconds flat. Is that bad?
That's awful.
2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. We're live from the studio. Masters and UFC talk when we get back. The Sports Animal.
Index Circle. Amory Castillo. This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Mike's hot.
Back on the program. Two Men On is here every day this week. We got some fun 7 o'clock shows because they're going to play afternoon baseball. So afternoon baseball on Wednesday. So we'll be here till 7 on Wednesday. So it's kind of fun. It's a fun thing for us.
The longer shows are the better shows.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
Because it can go down so many little rabbit
We
holes.
get our long form hole. I really like that. Now, the story that I think I see, Van, is why is Mark Zuckerberg ringside at UFC?
Because he thinks he's a UFC fighter.
There you go. Problem solved. Let's go to commercials, Zay.
Did you know that, Zay? Shoot.
I do know he thinks that about himself.
Is he a bad dude? Am I confused?
I think he's been training for a little while now.
He's like in pretty decent shape.
Trains with real fighters.
He was going to smoke Elon if that would have
Oh,
happened.
he would have beat up Elon so bad.
I don't know. Elon's got the weight.
Don't matter.
This is true. I think that jiu-jitsu would have played pretty well in his favor.
Trained fighter every time.
There were a lot of people really excited about Max Holloway getting knocked out. Am I confused on this? I thought people loved Max Holloway.
You are confused about this.
Yeah.
I saw so many videos from Hawaiian Islands of people like losing their stuff.
Max Holloway knocked Justin Gaethje out.
No, I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally had that backwards.
Yeah.
But I saw videos from like everywhere.
Some people for some reason really like Justin Gaethje. I've never been a fan personally. I bet on Max Holloway for that fight.
But that was one of those moments that was, you don't even have to watch the sport to watch that and be in complete shock in the moment. So I think that really goes into a lot of the reaction.
Because Holloway would have won on a decision, but
Sure.
the fact that they went at it in the middle of the ring
And
for the
that's-
last 10 seconds.
Or even more so than that Holloway, knowing he was going to win, called him out to the center of the ring.
Yeah.
And had a slugfest.
That's his signature. Holloway, even in the UFC games, he'll point to the center of the ring. That's his thing. The last 10 seconds, he'll say, "Low, let's go at it."
I think that was the greatest buzzer beater in sports history.
Okay. That's a little hyperbole.
Sports history?
Yeah.
It's the best one in UFC history, for sure.
I don't know. I think you can make an argument.
So,
Jokic had an insane one. I don't know. Jokic had a crazy one.
Kawhi's was pretty crazy too.
Yeah.
I felt like old boy was moving backwards, swinging backwards, and the other cat, what's his name? Gaethje?
Justin Gaethje.
He just kept pursuing, and I didn't understand. Like, help me understand.
Because he had to get his chance of maybe the potential last minute knockout. Because he knew he was losing.
So he stepped into one?
Yeah, I'm a little mixed about it because if you watch the fight, he had already broke his nose at the beginning of the match, and then he was poked in both eyes, and he was clearly fatigued. So I feel like the same reason you don't let the hands fly all throughout the fight is why I was a little judgmental of that decision, but you got to go all for it. Maybe he would have caught Max, and then what?
Well, I mean, that's your only chance. You have no chance of winning the fight. I mean, you're a fighter, you're a warrior, you're a gladiator. You're already putting your health and safety, like you're just shaving months and years off your life every single one of these fights, no matter
100%,
what.
yes.
But
Like,
I think
why does it matter that you're going to go toe to toe, blow for blow with some guy, especially when you know that you're about to lose? Of course, he went for it at the very end.
Yeah, and I think if he didn't do anything in those last final seconds, the trajectory of his career would be a lot different than compared to how he did do it.
But you said you thought he was going to win no matter what.
Holloway was.
Holloway was going to win no
Okay.
matter what.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if Gaethje just like backed off for those final 10 seconds, he would be like,
So I don't know what this move is called. The jump forward somersault, try to hit you with the back of my heel move. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Spinning heel, something.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
When he's doing that with like, I don't know, 30 seconds left or whatever it was, it probably wasn't that long. I'm like, oh, this is just clown. Like, this is clown stuff.
Mhm.
Like, is he even trying to be in the mix? And then anyways, me, my untrained eye, I'm like, if anyone deserves to get knocked out, it's the guy who's doing front somersault, try to kick you with my heel. Like, doesn't seem like how you win.
but if he connected, man,
It's actually a trained move. They
That
practice-
is?
Yeah, oh yeah, they
Mhm.
practice that. That's an actual
Sure.
move.
Ugh.
because if you get the connection on that, like 9 times out of 10,
It would have been just as great of an ending to the match.
Yeah, but
It's-
9 times out of 10, you don't, right? Because no one's going to hit anyone with that.
yeah, I mean, it's a shot in the dark.
Let me see if he's ever connected with one before.
We don't even know the name of it. That's how little it's ever
Look,
happened.
UFC guy 100% knows the name of it.
We know what hammer blows are.
Us casuals have no idea. Look, it's beyond that. Like him showboating and him calling them in the middle of the ring. You get big money UFC fights if you're a big personality.
Yeah,
It has nothing to do with just your results in the ring. If you don't have a personality, if they can't sell you, then it doesn't matter how good you are in the ring.
yeah,
So,
that's
like,
the only reason why Derek Lewis got a couple of chances.
you're exactly right.
It's called the Rolling Thunder.
Oh,
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
That definitely matches
Mm-hmm.
the visual.
It's named after a Garth Brooks song, just so I'm aware.
In the phone book, yeah.
Okay, sounds tough. Is he from Oklahoma City?
I believe he's from Denver.
I don't know then. I really don't get it.
Probably it's just the name of the move, not his. Is that his specific move?
Is that his specific or is that just the
No, it's
Just the generic name for the move?
that is the generic move.
Oh.
And I'm looking, he has connected, but I haven't seen him knock somebody out.
No,
with
I
it.
imagine it won't.
He does it in those situations, those go for it all moments. He throws it out.
This is like Patty Pimblett stuff. This is Conor McGregor stuff. This is showboating. This is getting people talking about you. This is like shares on social media. You have to be relevant in the culture. You have to have people talking about you because like there's only so many fight purists out there. There's only so many baseball dorks like me who are trying to predict if on a 3-2 count you're going to go with the outside slider and try to get him chase or go high and inside and make him look. There's some dork like that for UFC who really analyzes like all the moves, all this
Right.
Joe Rogan.
all the strategery.
Is Joe Rogan that? 'Cause I think he's just fed stuff. I don't think he's that.
Oh, he's 100% that.
Oh, he's not just fed what he talks about?
No, he's all the way in.
So I think Mike
He has been since the beginning.
He used to train.
Yeah, he can
Yeah.
throw some mean kicks.
Hey, literally anyone I've ever talked to that has any interest in this sport used to train. Like that's not a stat to me. Anyone who buys this pay-per-view will tell you a story about how they used to train. I thought Joe Rogan had moved into because they put that camera on Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier and whoever the other cat is that always has cool suits.
Mhm.
And they just get their reaction after everything. And that's how they become memes. Like that's what I thought.
Well, that's how they become memes, but that's not how they
Cormier
got the
started
job.
crying.
Yes, he's acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Cormier started crying.
Yeah. After the
that's the new
Gaethje
one.
knockout.
Yeah, so you know how they normally do the like how Isaiah would like react to, like street magic?
Like, are they in love? Like, are they dating?
Isaiah, you know how you react to street magic?
Like a New York
Go
Jet?
on. Go on.
Like a New York Jet, like a New York Jet player. So they've really changed it up now. So it's that camera and whatever, it's the big move,
Yeah.
the knockout, and they're all
yeah.
they jump, like New York Jet players reacting to street magic.
Sure.
And then, but Daniel Cormier instead went like,
He
I'm
like
trying to do a
grabbed the
crying
bridge
noise.
of his nose. He
Yeah,
was like trying to prevent any tears from coming out.
it was weak.
So are they dating? Like, I don't understand.
It was because it was such a beautiful moment for UFC.
You got to shake up the meme.
Oh, not because his dude got knocked out, because it was just so wild and perfect and beautiful.
Yeah.
And everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
now.
Saturday night was chaos and Sunday morning was pure bliss.
I must
they-
say, a small part of me, when I see somebody face down like that too, it throws me off a little bit too. That's probably what he was going through. DC.
Oh, I don't know.
Nah,
no,
I think you kind of, if you're in that world, you got to be into the brutality.
because I hate that stuff. I'm very oppo UFC.
Mhm.
Like I don't get it. I would say it's
real
my
fighting.
it's my least favorite thing. And I really don't care for Dana White like at all. And I
As
have
a human.
It's personal.
Yeah.
As a human.
I
Yeah, sure.
have a hard time separating that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's personal.
Yeah, he sucked. Do you remember when he beat up his wife in public?
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Like that was then I was like, oh, I think I'm no longer a fan of.
Well, it was before that for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. But I get why people like UFC. Like the one-on-one, like you got to be highly trained, highly athletic. It's elite level athletes. It's like-
modern day gladiators.
I mean, beyond that, it's like it's chess.
Don't you guys like bare
It's-
knuckle though?
I miss me. I'm all right without it.
I like big spectacles. Like I don't.
Yeah, I do like
Yeah.
parties. Yeah.
I like big spectacles. I like to party, but like those two sports, I mean, not particularly.
No, I would say they're at the very bottom for me. And
But I get why people like it though. Like it's entertaining.
Yeah.
It's loud. It's fun. It's exciting. But it's brutal.
I
And
wouldn't pay
people are-
money for it.
no,
Mhm.
no, never,
Yeah.
never, ever.
Never have, never will.
No, it's not. That's not my thing. But what I would do is like maybe disagree with you a little bit, Van, on that motivation for fandom. Because I think for the first 100 or so, it was none of that stuff. I think for the first 100 of them when did this thing start? 92, 93, whatever it was.
Mhm.
I think the first 100 were not elite athleticism, and they were not like this chess game we're talking about. I think they were just like bum fights. I think they were just like two strangers off the street.
When it started 100%.
Yeah.
Well, they had to create a brand.
Yeah, you had to fight 3 dudes in a span of a few hours.
Yes.
Like the original ones were brutal.
And I think that fan base still exists today. And in fact, I feel like that fan base is a little gatekeepy too. I feel like if you weren't a day oneer, that is a problem in the world of UFC fandom. I might not be correct in this assessment, but that's my energy on it. And then like the come lately fan could be what you're talking about. Could very much be like the whatever. I like this dude for his dedication to the thing or whatever, but I'm just not buying in that there's like a overwhelming % of style of fandom to this. I think you get into it for your own personal grotesque reasons.
I know a bunch of them.
Sure.
Like I know casual fan who is just there for the excitement and to watch people fight. And I know like elite level, like jujitsu dork who is like watching the technical aspects of the fight, who know every move, who know every grapple, who know both of the fighters' styles, who want to see them go at each other and see, oh, does the striker have a chance against the elite grappler, blah, blah, blah. Like those guys are very prevalent in the sport. But I think just like Super Bowl, for example, like people are there for the ambiance. People are there for the spectacle. And I think for like UFC fights, and, you know, they happen Saturday night, they happen late, you know, there's alcohol involved, people grill, people barbecue, people hang out. It's like a fun thing to do for a large part of the population, a growing part of the population. And I see the appeal, even though it may or may not be for me.
So here's just a very real question. So I'm looking at the card for UFC 100. I'm looking at the card for UFC 200, and I'm looking at the card for UFC 300.
Okay. 300
doesn't have the drip at all that 100 and 200 had. Like
like star power?
Correct. So like I'm looking at, we'll go backwards here. So I'm looking at 200. So the main event of 200 was Amanda Nunes versus Miesha Tate. And those are like household names, I feel like. I'm going to use the word undercard, but you guys know what I'm trying to say here. Co-mains or whatever. Brock Lesnar versus Mark Hunt, which I feel like Brock Lesnar, at least.
I don't know who Mark Hunt is, and I know Brock Lesnar more because he's a
pro wrestler,
WWE guy.
Now, Mark Hunt was just a big white guy, but he was what you're talking about. Before that, Daniel Cormier versus Anderson Silva, Jose Aldo versus Frankie Edgar, Cain Velasquez versus Travis Brown. Travis Brown, I believe, is from Albuquerque. Now, the undercard, Juliana Pena versus, I don't know who Kat Zagano is. Maybe she's pretty big. TJ Dillashaw is on Diego Sanchez is on this card. There's just a bunch like household names. Then if you go back to UFC 100, not to be this guy, but Brock Lesnar versus Frank Mir, George St. Pierre versus Diego Alves, Dan Henderson versus Michael Bisping. I just don't know if it has. John Jones was on the UFC 100 card. I don't know if it has the same staying power that it had 100 or 200 events ago, but also maybe I'm just an idiot to the names in the game, and Cody Bundridge is a big deal.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. It's kind of revisionist because so much time has gone by
where they become famous.
They become famous.
Yeah.
So these guys, this happened 2 days ago. So they might be the big names in a matter of months or years that the people you're saying right now are.
Well, Max Holloway is a pretty big deal. Justin Gaethje is a pretty big deal. They should have had that as like the main final fight.
To me, they had to have also have already been a big deal to be in the title spots of those cards.
Mm-hmm.
And again, very limited in my UFC booking knowledge. Like, I don't understand why at the last one they fight the O'Malley cat at 299 and you don't just wait to fight him at 300. Like, I don't get that. You should do that.
He should have been on 300. I agree.
Yeah, and again, and then you got some of your biggest stars not on there. It just so happened that the 300 lined up like this. You don't got Sugar Sean O'Malley. You don't got Patty Pimblett. You don't got a Derek Lewis. You don't got some of the bigger names that are more recognizable that are actually stars.
Well, Charles Oliveira is a pretty big deal.
Big deal. Max Holloway's a big deal.
I think other two guys.
UFC 302 and 303 are going to be way more star power than 300.
You know, I was looking at UFC 1, Fred, and there's a pretty familiar name on there.
Who's that?
Ken Shamrock.
Yeah,
Was
he
in
was a big.
UFC
Yeah, he
1.
was there in the beginning. So I didn't do this with you. So I went back and watched UFC 1 years ago, and it's like terrible. It's like the worst thing ever produced, put together. Like what it is today. Obviously, it's millions.
Yeah.
But I think the first match ever was like a butterbean looking dude versus like a
It was.
like a what was the olive oil looking guy? Like
yeah.
like this is
Big
What,
boy
'cause
got
he's
beat
Italian?
up too.
I don't recall the outcome, but I do remember being
Yeah.
like, this is why do these guys look like the number 10?
Gerard Gordao.
That's a trivia question I now have the answer to, because I would not have known that.
Never.
Fought a sumo wrestler.
Did it do 1 million sales?
It probably did.
To be determined.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was out.
Oh, like how many pay-per-views it sold?
Yeah.
I guarantee it's more than 1 million.
You think?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like,
Oh yeah.
90,000 live pay-per-view buys.
90,000? That's not even close to 1 million.
Right, people watching.
I was going
didn't-
with buys.
Oh, like how many people bought it? Oh, sure.
Expected to hit 100. All right, expected to hit 1 million buys with ESPN planning over 100 hours of coverage.
well, UFC's number one like enemy is Stream East.
Oh, sure.
What is that?
Yeah. The sports pirating website
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
that we do not endorse on this program.
No,
Yeah, I've never watched any of that stuff. I guess they also probably don't care though, right? Because the way it's designed now, you just want people to watch your YouTube highlight, or you want people to watch your
Twitter highlight.
social media
Mhm.
thing. Yeah.
But I mean, I think for me, like, I only really got invested into UFC once McGregor got onto the scene.
Just shy of 1 million as of right now. UFC 1 had 1.6, UFC 100 had 1.6, UFC 200 had 1.3. But people consume media differently now, so I
Sure.
mean, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think the UFC 300 was kind of a meh.
Well, you mentioned Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
You didn't get into UFC because there was some dominant fighter with a new style that he invented.
no, I like
that combined different martial arts, and he was dominating the UFC. It's because he's a loud Irish idiot.
Yeah.
And he was fun and entertaining.
I loved the interviews were the best part.
Sure.
Yeah. And, it's same thing with why I follow it nowadays. I will only tune into UFC if it's a guy I like.
I think it's also important that when judging and comparing the different UFC events, you can look at the cards, but also, since it's all past tense, look at like the fight results, like how entertaining were the fights, which one had the best fights. And I think a lot of people think that 300 had a lot of the best fights and the most entertaining fights, best knockouts. Like the last few fights were really entertaining as well.
I mean, Holloway Gaethje, that's the fight. That's like one of the most entertaining, best fights in the history of the sport.
Yeah, Pereira Hill was kind of a sleeper too. I mean, it was entertaining for like
Mhm.
the first round or whatever, but
Mayweather versus Pacquiao had 4.6 million buys.
Oh, yeah.
well, that was a big deal.
Mhm.
Well, yes, you're correct. And if UFC 300 is the biggest deal that UFC's had,
Yeah.
it's a third or a quarter of what boxing does around the world, which I think just kind of puts this in perspective.
There's one big boxing like that a year, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And there's one UFC a month.
Yeah, good point.
Then
Then
one big UFC a month. They're
Yeah.
fighting every Saturday.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
It's every Saturday.
The hardcore junkies, like they watch every Saturday.
Oh, it's so weird.
and
to
then
me.
like the bigger names once a month will be on the pay-per-view. Like
Yeah.
the 300. The ones that are numbered. Yeah.
Yeah, 302 is going to be awesome, man. Islam versus Dustin Poirier.
Oh my God, the whole religion is fighting a guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And then the card below that is racist Sean Strickland.
Oh, he
this
sucks.
crazy guy
Yeah.
versus Paulo Costa.
Okay. I'm a new Costa fan immediately.
I think, and I might be wrong, if you were able to get a Mark Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk fight thing,
That'd be the biggest.
it would
ever.
draw bigger than this 4.6.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it would.
Sure.
Especially in the Coliseum, like they were planning to do.
Elon Musk was never serious about it. That was to generate attention.
He just wanted more Twitter followers.
For sure. That's
Even
all
though
it
he
was.
he forces everybody to follow him.
Oh, he
Dude,
does?
I saw through that immediately. There was no way Elon was going to fight Mark Zuckerberg.
Drops a Tesla right after.
Mm-hmm. Tried to save his stock value.
Hey, everything's about shareholder equity, man.
Mike Tyson will outsell this thing.
The Mike
John.
Tyson, Logan Paul one?
Oh, yeah.
Or Jake Paul?
Yeah.
Jake Paul's revolutionizing boxing, though. Not because he's like good, but because it's entertaining and you want to see him get beat.
Everybody wants to see Mike Tyson beat that guy up.
That'll end in a draw no matter what.
Oh, it doesn't. I don't think it's a sanctioned fight.
It's not.
It's like a friendly.
I don't think Mike Tyson has it in him to fake it.
I think they both throw way too heavy punches.
Mike Tyson lost that killer in him.
Once Mike Tyson takes one like little jab to the face,
PTSD.
he's gonna see red and he's gonna completely go for it.
That's fighting all my life.
Mayweather Pacquiao, 4.6 million pay-per-view eyes. Mayweather McGregor, 4.3 million. Oh, help me out here, boys. Khabib,
yeah.
Not gonna fight here anymore.
Khabib the Chechen.
Nurmagomedov versus Conor McGregor, 2.5. Oscar De La Hoya versus Floyd Mayweather, 2.4. We're seeing a trend here. Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez, 2.2. Here's the, and then all the way back to Holyfield versus Tyson, that was just at 2. So the trend is here. Get Floyd Mayweather. If you get Floyd Mayweather, you're set.
Yeah, the money team, baby.
I don't hate anything about that.
TMT.
Masters was over the weekend. Was it the most boring one of all time?
No.
It's a bummer when they're not exciting on Sunday afternoon.
It was cruise control, and we'll talk about that at length whenever we get back. Also, the WNBA draft is about to start, and we're going to cover the first pick. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
This report brought to you.
You know how people say golf is good for napping?
God, I love it. Sunday afternoon.
Sunday was the example.
It was a snoozer.
I disagree. I really enjoyed this Masters.
You have some money on it?
I did.
That's
Yeah,
why.
That's why. That checks out.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
I was rooting for my boy Max Homa, aka the Parvert. And
Are you a homosexual for that parvert?
I am.
don't
I
get
am.
it. I don't get it.
There used to be a trend when Max Homa, after he would hit a ball, people would yell pervert at him because he's Italian. And then he got mad at people for doing that. So then they changed it to parvert.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now that
And
is
then
awesome.
he would hit a ball and they would yell, spicy meatball.
Love it. See, I love weird golf culture.
I hate that stuff.
I love it so much.
Yeah. And so Max Homa was in the mix to start off Sunday.
No, he was in the mix to get third because no one was in the mix outside of Scotty Scheffler.
He was 2 behind him, and then he got 1 behind, and then he double bogeyed on the 15th.
Oh, plus one in round 4 sucks.
Yeah.
Morikawa fell out.
I do have to thank Scotty Scheffler though, because I got so much more work done Sunday afternoon because he pulled away. Instead of me watching the end of the Masters, I chored pretty hard. So thanks, Scoot.
You know what's crazy? I was watching Scotty that whole time thinking he was like 35. He's 27.
Oh God, he looks way older.
Oh, he looks so old. I had fun with the Masters, and Morikawa kind of screwed up too. He had a little sinker into the water.
Scheffler looks like he golfs to get away from the stress of his impending third divorce.
But he's like the Jokic of golf. When he was doing the interview, he was like, I just want to go home.
Mm-hmm.
Of the guys who finished the weekend, finishing in last place was Tiger Woods.
Yeah, plus 16, right?
His worst Masters round ever.
He got beat by the amateur Neil Shipley, who was like the highlight of the bunker cabin interview.
Phil Mickelson plus 8.
Well, he's used to only playing.
Kepka and Rahm
54
didn't
holes.
even make the cut.
EJ Singh plus 14.
That's why Bryson fell off so hard.
Oh, that dude was getting so frustrated with his putting. That was the best part for me because I'm not a DeChambeau guy.
Ricky Fowler plus 5. Rory McIlroy plus 4.
DeChambeau was playing with 3D printed golf clubs too.
I saw that.
So which got
does that
a
mean?
Wild.
It got his clubs got approved 1 week before the Masters, and so basically it adds like a little curve to his irons that essentially just mean like if you miss the ball, you have a better chance of it hitting straight. They're cheater clubs,
Forgiving,
and they're all the same length.
which is legal.
Yeah,
Same length clubs are legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and what he did was legal technically. I think. Well,
It is
now.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they approved it. I think they were just in a spot where they're like, we don't know what to do about these.
He's like, I promise they don't help. Look at my results.
Yeah, and when Scotty won, he had like no emotion. He was just like, I did it.
I mentioned
The golf psychopath.
Rory McIlroy.
Mm-hmm.
So he tanked it. And allegedly today he's going to sign with Live Golf for $850 million.
Yeah, good
Plus
for him.
ownership stake in the league.
850?
850 mil.
That is a lot.
That's more than you would make in 10 years of finishing first in PGA
Yeah.
at every event.
It's fake money. It's
that?
not even, it has no value.
That's war and oil money, baby.
Scotty
So
Scheffler has already won $15 million this year.
In like 35 days.
Played 9 events.
He only has 2 majors, and they're both the Masters.
God, he's the most boring best golfer ever. He is so boring.
He's the first golfer since 2005 to come in at number 1 and with the best betting odds to win the tournament, to win it
God, he's
since
so
Tiger Woods.
so
I mean,
boring.
there's not a lot of big personality golfers out there. The Tiger Woods craze, that was amazing.
Max Homa's up there, I would say.
Not really. He's more of a chill guy.
Yeah, that's why
How many
it's the fans around him that make him interesting.
for every Chi Rodriguez, there is 120 Scott Schefters. For every Jesper Parnevik, there are 120 Rory McIlroy.
Well, it's sad to say, but like watching Tiger at this was like the more entertaining part of it, just to see Tiger go out there. And Neil Shipley. I want to shout out Neil Shipley.
As many tournaments as Tiger's won, he didn't even have to qualify for tournaments anymore. He just shows up and gets to golf.
Yeah.
And if he makes the cut, he gets another big paycheck.
24 consecutive cuts.
He can do it over and over and over again until he doesn't want to anymore.
And then fourth place was Tommy Fleetwood, whose caddy was not physically able to come with him because he was dealing with something. So he chose an Augusta caddy to help him out. And that was his best finish in the Masters ever. And now I'm pro. If you're playing in the Masters, don't bring your own caddy. Just take one of the Augusta guys because they know the course.
Yeah, they know the course.
So you got to pay him $100.
They get like 10%.
Look at you, big tipper.
Yeah, Tommy Fleetwood's guy literally signed up last minute for him to be his caddy, and
Is his name Mac?
Probably
Is it Mac?
$80,000.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to.
I'm not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it either.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Scotty Scheffler wins this thing, and everyone goes,
Meh.
"Yep."
Well, I bet $50 on Scheffler, 50 on Max Homa, 50 on Tiger, and 50 on Tony Finau, just for the sake of it.
And did Scheffler pay out $200 for you to break even?
I made $50.
All right. Free rolling next year.
Yeah.
When we get back from the break, the boys are now officially endorsed by Prize Picks.
Let's go.
Yeah. Are you guys familiar with Prize Picks?
I
I
am.
am.
Now you're talking
Jake
my language.
very much is.
Okay.
I've already used your referral code and lost it all.
We tell you how you can join the boys, and we're gonna place some picks on air. That's what we're gonna do whenever we get back. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
This
The WNBA draft has started.
Who do you think's going first?
Depends
Cameron
who's
Brink.
picking.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I got a good guess.
Is it Cameron Brink?
So Prize Picks operates here in New Mexico, okay? And we have a code. All right, boys. So Prize Picks is now an official partner of Two Men On, and you can use promo code KNML. Those are our call letters. So promo code KNML, and if you're signing up for Prize Picks, go to the App Store, get Prize Picks, put in promo code KNML, and we will just give you $100
Free.
matching. So you have to, if you put in a hundo, we will put in a hundo. If you put in $69.69,
Nice.
we will put in $69.69. That's how this thing works. Okay.
Up to $100.
Up to $100. Cool. Also, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If say like you've messed around with like whatever, like a competitor in the market, like come on over.
Okay.
Hang out with us. Now we're going to be doing daily picks and we're going to learn with you because boys, I've waited too long for this stuff.
You are late to the game.
Download the app, use the code KNML, first deposit, match up to $100, code KNML, pick more, pick less. It's that easy, boys. Okay. So Jake and Isaiah, you guys have both prize picked extensively.
A lot.
Now, talk to me and Van about it because we are idiots.
So essentially, they set the line, and you pick more or less.
Okay.
And it's in pretty much all categories. Like for example, if it's baseball, you can more or less on how many strikeouts a pitcher's going to have.
Then there's baseball, basketball, hockey.
You can do football when it's
soccer,
football season.
Yep.
You can do it all.
Pretty sweet.
I'm going to crush baseball.
All right, we have baseball up right now.
And you could do.
They should not have told me about this.
Allow me to trail your entries.
Yes. Because all the monies that we're going to win, we're putting towards a prize picks party where you can come play with the boys.
Oh, I love alliteration.
And it is the real deal. A fun fact, I have paid off a college balance with Prize Picks.
Now you know.
Last second, $20 down, 6 leg, won 500 off of it. Withdrew the money within minutes.
Let's go.
And paid off your last bill of college?
Yep, I had about $300. What was going into last semester?
Why did you even go to college when you have this tool in your toolbox?
Says Isaiah to his parents all the time.
Well, my win-loss record afterward is why I decided to stick with my current career. But
yeah, I stick to the traditional model. Prize Picks has taken me for a run.
You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks, turning $10 into $1,000 with basketball, hockey, and baseball entries today. Okay.
We're going to be making our prize picks all year. And the Indiana Fever of the WNBA with their first pick is just picked Caitlyn Clark.
Let's go.
The pick is in. She's only 6 foot.
Only.
Shooter. Oh, they showed a highlight of her passing. Guys,
And her blocking.
she's
She
multifaceted.
passes as well.
All right, now I need help here, boys. So
Okay.
here are some numbers, right?
let's hear it.
Now, help me understand how hitter fantasy score works.
I was going to tell the friend of the show that I set up my account just during the commercial break and how easy it is, but my phone froze. So it's very easy if you have a functioning phone.
It's the easiest way to do pick'ems.
In a very, very fun fact also, you don't have to hit. If you make six ends, like 6 picks in one entry, you don't have to hit on all of them. You can make it so even if you just hit 4 out of 6, you'll still win some of your money back.
Yeah, and
boom.
it goes from like a 10 times multiplier to like a 1.2 times multiplier.
Correct.
So you make your money back and a little bit of change.
Boy,
Dang, boys.
Yeah. Look at us, boys. Learn how this thing works. Okay, so should we bet from the heart or should we bet from like solid bets? Because I know what my heart tells me to do.
Stats. Prize Pick shows you all of the past 5 games. So
Okay.
I say look at consistency.
So here we go. So
Ooh.
we are pulling up Yordan Alvarez. Okay.
Oh, man, he's good at baseball.
All right, Van. So the projection for the hitter fantasy score, which is you get 1 point for a single, 2 for a double, 3 for a triple, 4 for a homie.
Mhm.
Runs scored counts. There's some other stuff too, but you get the idea. So in the last 5 games, Yordan Alvarez is averaging 6.2 hitter fantasy score. Okay.
Okay.
So on the 14th, he had 6 points against Texas, 12 points against Texas on the 13th, 6 points against Texas on the 12th, 4 points on the 11th, and 3 points on the 10th. Those were both against Kansas City. So he's had one good game in the last 5, averaging 6.2. Now, Prize Pick says more or less than 8, boys. More or less than 8 tonight in his start versus Atlanta. Who's pitching for Atlanta? I know it's not Strider.
I think they're on their third
And
guy.
see, that's when you become efficient.
All right, so we got to find the Atlanta picture. All right, so Atlanta Braves pitching.
Take notes of how Fred is doing this. You have to look at all these factors. You can't just look at the past stats.
Yeah, don't prize picks like me, where I say stats are for nerds. Okay, there's no statistic for hustle and heart.
It looks like a bullpen day.
Darius Vines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is bad, boys, because I feel like Yordan Alvarez, who, by the way, is incredibly due, Van. Will you talk at length about that?
He's only had like 2 huge games so far this year.
Gosh, I just think 8 is a lot for a guy who has sucked all
For his
season.
fantasy hitter score?
Yeah.
You can always go under.
Yeah.
We can always go under.
Less.
Let me give you a we could play 2 in one game.
It has to be a minimum of 2.
So we have to do 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, so hear me out. If we take the under, sorry, Van, on Yordan Alvarez.
But you can't do it on the same team. So you can't just bet Astros people.
But could we take the over of Ronald Acuna Jr.'s 1.5 total bases?
Yes.
Because now, do steals count as total bases?
A total base is a total base.
Well, you guys have been explaining to the friend of the show.
I'm trying to get rich.
I've been looking at some, and you just mentioned one that I really like.
Which is that?
The over on total bases for Acuna Jr.
I like that too. Let's take that one.
More. Hit the more.
All right, so we're going to take. All right, hold on. Now I believe the app was listening to us because that one moved. All right, here I got it. All right, so we need to select one more square. So we're taking. Are we all in agreement here?
Well,
Ronald Acuna Jr.
I wouldn't mess. I wouldn't mess with Yordan.
Okay.
Yeah, I would stick away from that.
All right, now Mookie Betts 8.5 hitter fantasy score versus Washington.
I'll tell you one that I really like.
Seems high. Yeah.
Tyler Glasnow
8.5 pitcher strikeouts.
Over.
Yeah, I like that too.
Over 9 strikeouts.
Correct.
9 or
the
more.
Nationals.
The Nationals are awful, and Tyler Glasnow had 14 strikeouts last time he pitched.
Now there's another Tyler Glasnow option of 44.5 pitcher score.
You're gonna have to give me some time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to adjust to the fantasy scores.
If you want my real opinion on that, let me do some hardcore research. But I love the over for strikeouts.
So
yeah, I was looking at the strikeout ones too. That's the only one that reached out to me.
now he had 14 in his last outing against Minnesota a week ago. 7 before that, 5 before that, 3 before that, 8 before that. So I think the under of 8.5 is the safer play. But you don't feel that way.
Glasnow is just now getting stretched out, and you saw what he could do when he got to pitch a whole game.
Let me see who's in the national lineup.
So my advice is if it
The
becomes,
Nationals are the worst, one of the worst teams in baseball. They're awful.
Yes.
You don't even got to look.
Go ahead, Isaiah.
My advice is that if it's this close, then I feel that there's enough bets that you shouldn't risk this one. And there's other ones that you may be able to get more
I like
confidence out of.
Frankie Montes more than 4.5 strikeouts.
It's 5.5 right now on Prize Picks.
For Frankie?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine is not updated.
And don't forget the Demons and Goblins. There's
No, you're correct. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, those are very good ones to hop on if you're really confident.
So that Frankie Montes is 4.5, and that's a demon one.
That's a goblin. That's green.
A goblin.
It's green.
Okay. So what does that mean? We have to take more.
Yes.
Man, tell me what you know about Frankie Montes.
He's not known as a strikeout pitcher, but that strikeout number is really low.
It's 4.5.
Yeah.
All right, what was our bet? Tyler Glasnow over 8.5 strikeouts. That's so many. That's so many strikeouts.
Right. The hot hand.
Do you think C.J. Abrams, Jesse Winkler, Lane Thomas, Joey Gallo, Luis Garcia Jr., Nick Senzel, Eddie Rosario, Riley Adams, and Jacob Young will strike out Van over 9 times.
I do.
I do too. There's only 2 major leaguers on this
I
team.
very much do.
All right, so we currently have Ronald Acuna Jr. Boys, help me out here.
Okay.
Over 1.5 total bases, and
Yep.
Tyler Glasnow over 8.5 strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
More.
so- yeah, we have more. Correct. Thank you. So we're gonna finalize our entry here. All right. Is it really this easy?
Yeah.
It's that easy.
It's so easy a caveman could do it.
The feeling when you see those greens and it actually hits and you have to really stare at
Oh,
your balance. Like,
the
is this real life?
You're sweating these prize picks out.
And then you withdraw the money and check your bank account and boom, it's in there.
I have a buddy that's made over $50,000 on prize picks.
What?
Yeah.
It's a real thing, because if you win on something, like say you win $500, what is it to bet 50? So then what if you win 50?
That's
win on the 50?
10%. The answer is 10%.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So then you flip that 50, you score on another, boom.
Because the potential of the bankroll going up is so much higher with prize picks compared to just the average nitty gritty, money line spread bets.
So what's the minimum we have to bet?
5.
5. So is that what we're doing? Or are we going like 10 or 20? I have 100. We could do
Look at you.
like infinity amount of money. Let's do $5. And we can win 15.
Start off light. I got another one I really like if you want to put it in there.
What's
Okay,
that?
so the Green Goblin,
Yeah,
you have to go over. Is that correct?
that is what I'm seeing.
Yes.
Okay, I like Jonathan India, 0.5 total bases. All this guy needs to do is get a single today.
It's
I-
worth it to push for 6.
I don't see him on my one. Let me find him real quick. What's
Yeah,
his
it's
name?
always worth it to push for 6.
If you can find what I like to do is, if I find 4 that I'm comfortable with, I try to see if I can find 2 more gimmies. And then worst case, you hit 4 for 6.
Do we?
The odds increase
Yes.
higher when you go to 6.
From 5 to 6 is a huge
All right,
increase.
let's do this. Let's go to break.
All right.
And when we get back from the break, we're placing our official mores or lesses.
Okay.
Okay. Also, I think I'm in love with prize picks right now.
I think I'm in love with Cameron Brink.
She go number 2.
Number 2.
She's going to do well in LA. Going to do real well. Prize picks code KNML. If you want to play alongside with us, it's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
This report.
All right, we're back on the program. Andy Lyman from the Papers joining us. Andy, welcome.
I'm blind. Do I sound all right?
Yeah, you sound fine, but put that microphone in your mouth. So we're placing our Prize Picks bets, okay, boys? Now we're going for the ultimate payout of 6, right? Is that what we said?
6 timers, baby.
All right, so we currently have 5 of our 6 selected, which is this: Ronald Acuna Jr. greater than 1.5 total bases. Tyler Glasnow greater than 8.5 strikeouts.
Good one.
Ben Brown and Merrill Kelly combining to give up at least 1 run in the first inning of the Chicago Cubs and the Arizona Diamondbacks.
That's a fun one.
Kyle Tucker.
That's a sweaty boy.
Kyle Tucker.
Book this one.
0.5 singles. We're taking the over. Jonathan India, 0.5 total bases. We're taking the over. We've taken the over on everything. We need a 6th one, boys.
I got a hockey one, but you said you
Oh,
want.
all right. What's the hockey one?
All right. I like Kirill Kaprizov more than 3.5 shots on goal.
All right.
Okay.
He's
All right, we're
averaging.
taking it.
He's averaging 4 shots on goal
All
for
right.
the last 5.
So our bet is placed. Updates to come on if we are the winners. And if you want to play with us, referral code KNML, we will match your, this is real, Andy. If you put in $69.69,
Nice.
we will match it exactly.
I'm writing this down.
Up to 100.
I'm on it.
Don't even write it down. It's just KNML. Just put it in your phone. Up to $100. All right. So we are currently 1 step closer. Oh, I do need to turn on push notifications. Thank you for asking. We are 1 step closer to our Prize Pick pool party. Please.
So $10 entry,
I just did 5.
$5 entry to win.
$90.
Let's go.
This has got to be a daily thing.
Yeah,
Boom.
it's Prize Picks. You do it daily. Hey guys, 0.5. Do I want more or less Prize Picks? More.
The whole point of Prize Picks is you start the morning off by making one, and then it crumbles on you, and then you go back and make 3 more.
Promo code KNML. It's Tune It On. 95.9 FM and AM 60. For real though, like get your free $100. Like they match it. Do that thing. The Sports Animal. Andy, you just asked off air what the referral code was. It's KNML.
All caps.
Go to Prize Picks, KNML.
I'm not always the best listener. Okay.
Put that microphone right in front of your face. Andy Lyman joining us from the paper. United got a new stadium yet? Anything new on that?
I saw that the EPC Environmental Commission approved it. So now it goes back to the hearing officer and city council. So maybe we're on our way.
Do they have to send letters out to everyone again, or is that part cool?
I think that part is done. I think
that's the hardest
I
part.
didn't get a letter.
You don't live in the impact zone.
Oh.
I think that was for that commission meeting to make sure that all the neighbors understood that was happening, the environmental impact. And I guess it's on its way now.
My understanding was, Van, that it was only like a handful of residents too.
Sure. There's always one.
Yeah, well, I think it was like 5 or 6. It wasn't a lot though. But they didn't get the letters, and then the United were like, "Hold up, let's make sure everyone gets a chance." So like, good on they for making that effort. So hopefully they'll have a new stadium in 5 minutes, and then we'll put Duke City Championship Wrestling in there.
Yeah. I'll see both there, right?
That's a good answer. Why not both? All right, Jake. You watched UFC this weekend.
I did.
You watched the Masters this
I did.
weekend. Are you sneaking in any of this end of the year NBA lining up for the playoff?
Of course I am.
It's wild, right?
Let's go Knicks, baby.
They were never in question.
But yeah, it was a lot of chaos. It was a lot of fun. OKC got the #1 seed in the West. And
You like that one player.
on OKC, Josh Giddey.
That's who you like.
no, no, I'm a Luens Dort guy.
Are you having a stroke?
No, his name's Luens Dort. He's a defensive specialist.
When is it all set? Like tomorrow? Hold on. We are going to be able to play Prize Picks
On the play-in tournament.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, I know. That's the
I'm
best
so
part of
happy
Prize
that's
Picks is
not
with NBA.
Andy Lyman's like, let's go.
Yeah, tomorrow the play-in starts. It's going to be the Lakers and the Pellies, and then the Warriors and the Kings. So the West Side squares off tomorrow.
What side?
The West Side.
West side. West side.
And then the Beast Coast.
Where are the Lakers at?
The Lakers are the 8th seed.
Let's go.
Currently, they
Let's
could
go,
either be the 7 or the 8 seed. If they win tomorrow against the Pelicans, then they're the solidified 7 seed.
All right, now hear me out.
Grayson Allen, go.
This is what the Lakers need to do.
All right, love it.
Lose.
Agreed.
We're talking about a Bronning
You
thing.
want to lose.
Because you want the 8 seed against OKC. The old man versus the young trio.
You don't want to play a healthy Denver Nuggets team in the first round. The Nuggets will demolish the Lakers.
Yep.
But you lose the first game, let the Pelicans have the Nuggy boys, and then you win the second play-in game so you could beat up on the Thunder, who are wildly overrated.
And then they end up playing the Nuggets in the conference championship, and you only have Nugs and Hugs at that point.
Correct.
Yep. And then they get swept by the Nuggets.
So at least you got 2 playoff wins under your belt before you lose to the Nuggets instead of losing to the Nuggets in the first round.
How do you feel about this plan, Andy?
I keep hearing about this team, the Thunder. Is that the Supersonics?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. That's from a true Washingtonian.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go to the Olympics? And
Boy, you're gonna be
I would
upset.
love to.
Oh, sure.
Jake, you want to take a second and let Van bleed here? Or?
Andy, boy, you're going to be upset when I tell you about the story of Kevin Durant and his travels.
Are you familiar with him?
He didn't stay in Seattle.
No, yeah, he went to OKC.
Okay.
If New Orleans had ended up in OKC, Kevin Durant still would have left the Supersonics and gone to OKC because that's Kevin Durant's thing.
You can't keep them all, right?
No, they did for a long time. They had Gary Payton and they had Sean Kemp and they had Detlef Schrempf and they were supposed to be the team.
I think it's just time for Seattle to have a team again.
Did they build a new venue in the last 20 years? Oh, no, they didn't. They didn't.
I don't know about that.
Start now because it's coming.
They're like, you can play where the Kraken play. And they're like, that is where you previously played. We already said no to, and the Kraken put $5 million into the building. This is not 90s money.
In the Amazon climate control
I think that's
arena.
Yep.
I still call it the Key Arena. That's not what it's called anymore. But
no,
yeah, it's the climate control arena or
the
climate
ACC
change
arena or whatever. Yeah.
I know Adam Nosferatu Silver wants not just 2 expansion teams, but 4 expansion teams. So Seattle might be back.
Oh, Seattle and Vegas are getting a team without a doubt.
I mean,
And then Minnesota's going to move to the East.
It's never going to be our turn in Seattle. I don't think.
I think that the Sonics are going to come back with the people want it.
I would
Get my
become
hopes up, please, Jake.
I promise you, it's gonna in the next 10 years, the Seattle Supersonics will be an NBA franchise again.
I agree with my heart, not really my head, but I don't think that after Seattle let the hippies take over that one part of town, that they're gonna just let them have an NBA basketball team.
Just the one part.
You got to run out the hippies.
Why are you saying hippie when you
No,
mean
the militant
homeless?
hippies.
Militant hippies.
Are you talking about
You
Civil
mean-
War that I saw
You mean
yesterday?
Antifa?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Are you talking about? So in Civil War, it was the United Texas and California,
The Western forces.
the Western forces. That way, people like Jake, who currently are so polarized by politics that they think every piece of created media is either in support or complete opposition of their political beliefs, that they didn't know what to think viewing it because Texas and California are so drastically different in the political climate. Combining them in a fictional narrative doesn't allow Jake to easily draw a conclusion on who is good and who is bad.
See, to me, it makes sense
Okay.
why they joined forces. Okay. The two biggest economies in the United States teaming up to take on the big bad boy fascists. Yeah, it makes complete sense.
Texas and California aren't so different in
Well,
real,
Not anymore.
in real life.
No, if you look at
But
the other side of the Sierra Nevadas, that's not liberal country at all.
no,
And all
they're
the
not
Californians
they're
are moving to
They're
Texas.
not that different in real life. They're that different on the internet.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. Also,
But when the chips are down, when the bleep hits the fan, Jake's going to Florida.
Oh, yeah. The Florida Alliance.
Yeah, they're
He
part
already-
of the thing too.
Oh,
Yeah.
he already.
That was just the Confederates.
Yeah.
This movie isn't even real, and he emailed Florida. He was like, "Hey guys, look,
I said, Dear Ron.
here's my resume.
What you're about to see is a bunch of losers running around in these Western Front t-shirts, similar to the way they run around in like loser Dunder Mifflin t-shirts now. Like it's going to be, that's what this movie's fan base is going to do. It's going to be gross. Also go see it.
It was good. It was a lot less war than I thought was going to be.
Hey, hold up though. The very end,
Yeah, that was crazy.
there's like this, I guess it's not single camera, but the end with the White House, and we're not going to spoil anything, is as well as close quarters combat as I think ever been shot on television, on a movie. It's very good. It's wild good.
Up there with John Wick
It's up there with John Wick.
or Old Boy.
Is that the Korean John Wick?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that movie's wild.
Yeah.
Also, Van, it didn't have the thing that you love most, which is like, you've seen this.
violence."
No, it had a bunch.
Oh.
But you've seen this movie before, but it's set in another country, so you're very disconnected for it, right?
Mhm.
Did you ever see Black Hawk Down?
Yeah.
Do you remember whenever we invaded another country and then we killed a bunch of another country and then that country killed some of us, so we got real sad and we made a movie? You remember that, Van? Black Hawk Down?
Oh, of course.
So it's like that, but it's all here in America.
I more remember the star-studded cast. I mean, the up-and-comers. That casting director
Josh
was
Hartnett.
really
Yeah.
on one. My goodness.
It's a good cast. Anyways, we should all go to Paris because here's the lineup: Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Devin Booker, Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, Drew Holiday, Bam Adebayo, and Anthony Davis.
They got one more roster spot.
And they're going to keep one spot open.
Yeah. For Jalen Brunson.
I heard they're going to have a whole bunch of free prophylactics as well. Right?
That's like a dried coffee creamer.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Yeah, that's
It's
they're
better than amateur phylactics.
they're taking precautions.
I mean, I'm just excited to watch
Better
all
than
swimming
amateur
events
cautions.
in the river.
Would you rather swim in a gross river or sleep in Paris full of bedbugs?
Sleep. Or I would go in the river. Yeah, I'm taking the river.
I can't handle bugs.
Me either.
Just don't think about it.
No, there's
Ah,
still
smart.
bugs,
You'll
dude.
feel them. You'll feel them.
Even if they're not around you, you'll still feel them.
Just like within the last year of Zay on the air Johnson's life, he slept in like a dormitorium, and I would have gone crazy.
Again, just maybe drink and don't think about it.
A great answer. My goodness.
I want to go to a basketball game where Team USA is playing like a Laotian team.
What country?
Laos.
Laotian.
I think it's Laotian.
Laotian.
No.
Yeah,
It's like
like
French.
the ocean.
Yeah.
Not like
Laotian.
Taos.
Lataos.
Latautian.
I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
We know.
I have like a goal to go to the Olympics in LA. Like that's like my. Like if I do one thing professionally, go to those Olympics. But if I just go to the Paris one, I don't have to work in radio that long. I can just
Retire there.
I've hit all my goals.
Start eating baguettes and
What do you mean start? Like eating them from the source? Yes.
You could join the French Legionnaires.
What is that, dude?
It's like their
A
militia.
disease of the foot?
Yeah, kind of. Like,
there is a Legionnaire's disease.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want that.
what's the Legionnaire's disease?
I think it's one of those old timey
I
diseases.
think it's a respiratory thing, right?
I thought it was like a bad foot.
Yeah, I thought it was swamp foot.
Yeah, it's like swamp.
It's the
foot.
same as swamp foot,
Okay.
right?
Like
That's
gout?
what I know.
That's when they started giving them nice boots after that.
I don't know. I've considered joining the French Legionnaires before.
Why
so-
are you saying this?
What, me considering joining them?
I'm looking for old timey diseases.
Oh, they'll find it.
Leprosy?
What's the scarlet fever? That sounds tough. This is not the group of people that
Yeah.
we should.
Crickets.
Yeah, Legionnaire's disease. It's like, yeah, so when you get like a wrinkly foot.
Oh, like trench foot?
Yeah, trench foot.
Who wants to be a legionnaire?
I had trench foot after a night in Vegas with Van.
What? That's
Yeah.
gout, dude.
Yeah, we went
You just
pretty,
drank too much.
pretty hard.
I had blisters all over my feet.
Will you give me the playoffs, please? What is it?
The play-in tournament?
Yeah, give me, what is it?
Well, we went over the West.
Yeah.
So would you like the East
Please.
side now?
Yeah.
The Heat versus the 76ers for the 7 seed.
In.
The Heat, I'm hoping. And whoever wins that one will play the New York Knicks, who will lose.
Okay.
All right.
And the Hawks and the Bulls are playing for the spot for the 8 seed. Well, they'll play the loser of the Heat Sixers, the winner of the Hawks Bulls, and then that will determine the 8.
The NBA does not want Atlanta in the playoffs.
No.
They want Chicago in the playoffs.
We hate Trey Young.
Jalen,
Yeah. Whenever Trey Young gets like a proper hair implant, like LeBron James did, then we'll start taking him seriously.
Trey Young looks like a lollipop that you accidentally lose in your carpet, and you find it like 2 months later, and you pick it up, and it's all these little random
There's
hairs on
never
it.
been a better analogy on this program.
like the doll from Rugrats.
Mm-hmm.
Like the doll from Toy Story.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good
Barbie.
one too. Yeah. I like that one a lot. Jalen Brunson had more 40-point games this season than Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, and Kawhi Leonard.
And Paul George.
Ellipses combined.
And he's going to finish like 4th in MVP voting, which is a nightmare because Jalen Brunson deserves the MVP.
I thought he was booty when he was the only max player they got.
Hold on. You just said Jalen Brunson deserves to be the MVP
Yes.
of his team
No.
or
of-
the
of
National
of
Basketball
the
Association?
NBA. He got the Knicks to a 2 seed, our best finish since 2013.
He's not the MVP of guys named Jalen.
Whoa, pause. Okay. Jalen Brunson is that guy.
38.5.
Points per game? Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Fun fact: he kicked my high school out of the playoffs.
He got
my
he
senior
he
year.
outed you.
Yeah, he.
Oh,
no, I
on
was-
the
I was-
court. On the court.
I wasn't playing, but our team, we saw him at Stevenson in the state championship, and he dropped 31 on us. That's a lot in the high school.
Well, it's not like normal Illinois is normally
game. Hey,
a state
Hey.
competitor.
we were in state. Actually, we are. We were in state this year.
Everyone is in state in Illinois. Ask
Oh,
me how I
wow.
know. That's where I was in state.
St. Louis, a little different.
No, I mean, I grew up on the east side. Grayson Allen, 70 milli, boys.
Yeah, he's,
Impressive.
he got more money than CD Lamb will.
Andy, you got a favorite basketball player? And why is it Grayson Allen?
This is a bad reason, but Kawhi Leonard, I can't get over that laugh man, I'll watch those videos over and over.
That's so
and
good.
over again.
That's a great reason.
I'm a fun guy.
I got the numbers here. Top 10, okay? We're going to break after this. Top 10. Social media views. Kevin Durant, 476 million. Jason Tatum, 504 million. Giannis, 550. Anthony Edwards, 569. Nice. Jokic, 618. Kyrie Irving, 662. It's so wild to me that people still pay attention to this guy.
Wow.
Luka, 1.2 bill. Wembanyama, 1.3 bill. Steph Curry, 1.7 bill. LeBron James, 2 bill.
I would have guessed Wembanyama's the number one.
He is insane.
Next year, the NBA's done.
Done.
It's all
Finished.
Victor.
They only play him half a game.
Finished. You know, Van, I remember you calling this.
Yes, he did.
You called it. You said, I think he will be the best player ever.
He will be the best player ever.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty guaranteed.
I think he's going to win the MVP next year.
Oh, yeah. Every award he can win, he'll win.
Wemby is a cool nickname. It's 2 Men On. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
thoughts yet. Little kids who ain't never been taught yet. I'm about to show you how a real pro lay it down. Show you how to hit a finger roll from out of bounds. Always going in.
Today's I-9 Varsity, the I-9 Varsity of criminal cars. This is obviously because O.J. Simpson's Y Bronco is now for sale again. The four of us would come close on the 1.5 milli. We could come close to buying it.
I could put $100 in.
I got pretty good credit.
Depending on my prize picks.
I got a guy.
505-312-4999, league office 280 at i9sports.com. You can register now for soccer clinics. They got a lot of cool stuff going on over there. All right, do you want me to go first or last, boys?
Go first.
All right, Christine. So Christine what's the problem, Andy?
Gonna say 1958 Plymouth.
Which could also be evil in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Or do you want to go first? You go first. No, you go first. Take it. Yeah, take it.
That's my
Andy Lyman's first pick.
1958 Plymouth. I think in the beginning of the movie, it literally kills somebody by closing the hood, right?
Very good answer. Christine.
Yeah.
From Stephen King. Okay, good answer, Andy Van.
Sorry.
1934 Ford.
Okay, the Model T.
Why, you ask, Van?
Yeah, why, Van?
Because that's the one that Bonnie and Clyde was in when it got shot up with over 200 bullets from a machine gun.
Nice.
Number one on my I-9 Varsity of infamous criminal cars, the 1934 Ford, in which Bonnie and Clyde were shot to death.
Not so bad. Jake?
I got the Mercedes-Benz 770, aka the Mercedes of Nazi Germany.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was pretty criminal.
Yeah.
All right. Isaiah?
I'm going 2015 Nissan Altima. No brainer. and I think Jake knows why. It's a no brainer. It's the ultimate trap car.
Yep.
It's the number one car that's running the red lights. Just open your eyes and
as a former 2015 Nissan Altima owner, I relate to this too much.
All right, there you go.
Just pay attention to people that drive Nissan Altimas and how bad they drive.
Now, mine is not a make or model of car. Mine is a very specific car.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the one where Marty and his mom, played by Leah Thompson, were doing incest in the backseat.
That's pretty criminal.
So
it is a crime.
Yeah, that's a criminal thing where Marty and his mom at the prom were doing incest stuff. So that's
a pretty good one.
Yep. Andy?
Not a specific year, but Volkswagen Fox specifically.
Anything Volkswagen would qualify.
Well, yes, but a Volkswagen Fox was what Mary Kay Letourneau drove before she got arrested. She's the teacher. Was she a teacher? She was the woman who had an affair with
I'm
her.
very familiar.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
The young Hispanic kid.
I don't know if he was Hispanic.
There's a lot of examples, so that's not right.
Yeah. I think he was a Pacific Islander.
That very well
the
could
old
have been true.
PI, huh?
Yeah. Van?
Next on my I-9 Varsity of criminal cars, I'm going with any PT Cruiser. The design of that thing was criminal. It is an insult to automobile design. It is awful. You should be ashamed what you did.
Okay.
The PT Cruiser.
My next pick is a 2020 Chevrolet Corvette, because that's what Henry Ruggs was driving.
Yeah.
Yes. Excellent.
At 156 miles per hour.
That's fast.
Too fast.
Mine?
Yep.
2004 Pontiac Aztec. Walter White's car.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Criminal in multiple reasons.
Oh, yeah.
That's the second ugliest car ever after PT Cruiser.
It is an ugly car.
Are you guys familiar with the famed history of one Robert DeLorean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, in this one movie, Back to the Future, the DeLorean used to go over 88 miles per hour, which, as we know, is speeding. Therefore, it's a criminal act. Give me the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Not on the
I think
Autobahn,
you're glazing over a huge criminal act associated with the DeLorean there.
Which one is that?
Cocaine.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. What?
Well,
Andy?
I'm gonna rank enabling incest way above cocaine.
Facts.
Yeah.
I'm good with
like
that.
every time.
You don't believe that disrupting like the multiverse but cocaine. All right, incest, then cocaine, then disrupting the flow of time.
I'm not so mad at that one.
Okay,
I think
cool.
that would be fun to
Yeah.
be part of.
Andy?
I would love to.
I got to go with one type of Ford, and literally because of the name, Ford Escort. Also, it's kind of criminal to drive an Escort.
Okay, good call.
Nice.
Yeah, it's an because often that ends in.
Buying an Escort.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Van.
Next on my I-9 varsity of criminal cars, I'm going not only a criminal, but a villain. 1937 Rolls-Royce Phantom Sedaka DeVille. Very particular, I know.
Okay.
Niche.
Very niche. That's what Goldfinger drove in James Bond's Goldfinger.
Oh, good
Yes,
get.
sick.
Okay.
My next one is a 1999 Chevy Suburban.
Mhm.
Tony Soprano drove that
Ah,
in The
yes.
Sopranos.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, the classic maroon colored Chevy. He was always whipping in.
Isaiah.
Mine's going to be a little bit of WWE history.
Oh, smart.
Oh.
Yeah.
This one haunts me forever.
All right.
Eddie Guerrero's 1964 Chevy Impala lowrider that Randy Orton put Undertaker over and rear-ended him through the backstage and killed him.
Viva la raza.
It was a traumatic moment.
That's a very good one. Now, are you guys familiar with the Ford Super Deluxe?
Oh, who isn't?
Okay.
Is that a sandwich?
It's not a sandwich. But that's what Biff drove into the back of the manure truck.
Mhm.
And they got covered in Back to the Future, boys.
Mm.
So give me that. It was involved in a hit and run.
I like your theme.
It's a crime.
I got you.
It's a crime.
Last one, Andy.
This one's real personal for me.
Okay.
God.
Yep.
Subaru Justy. It's a little. My mom had one. She called it her motorcycle with doors, but it was criminal that I had to ride in it as a kid, and I
Oh,
was very
yeah.
embarrassed.
a good
Danger.
answer.
You're in
Yeah.
danger.
I like that one.
Next on my I-9 varsity
Mhm.
of criminal cars, this one's just a big blanket answer. All right. From 1961 to 1968, the giant boat Lincoln Continentals. The Lincoln Continental has been in every gangster movie ever made. It is the Godfather, Goodfellas, Sopranos, every single gangster movie, the Lincoln Continental was in one.
What are you saying? That you only mentioned Italian films. You saying something about us being gangsters?
I'm not sure if you're familiar with
Every
history.
Mafia
But
doesn't exist.
Yes. Yeah.
Jake.
My last
Oh,
pick.
what do you mean? That little thing of yours? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
My last pick is the Reliant Robin, aka what Mr. Bean drove, the three-wheeled
He was
automobile.
a good guy. He was a good guy.
I don't know. That man was that was a lot of misconduct and
Property damage for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
you know.
Last Wednesday.
Last but not least, Ferris Bueller's Ferrari, which is actually
Yeah.
a GT Spider.
It's a good answer. That's a super good one.
He stole it.
He did. That's
Yeah,
why
it was-
he's criminal.
Thing's hot.
Yeah. Give me the war rig from Mad Max. So there you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that thing goes hard.
Were
dude.
they good or bad though? There's no rules in anarchy.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, no one's breaking any laws. They're not
There
criminals.
are no laws.
Say that to Furiosa.
Haven't seen it.
Well, the one guy sort of makes the law, right?
Yeah. What about him, Van?
Well, he is the law.
Yeah.
Just like Judge Dredd.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Also, that stupid, scary semi truck in Terminator 2 that was chasing down the Terminator on the motorcycle in that Arroyo. That was super scary.
The LA River.
Is that what that's called?
I think so. I don't know. I'm not from LA.
I only know them as Arroyos because I moved here 6 years ago.
Right. Me too.
Well done.
Updates on our prize picks whenever we get back. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Death. Hot to death. You can see me flex for now, I'm no stranger. I make it hot to death, death. Hot to death, death. You can see me flex for now, I'm no stranger.
Rashid Rice and Theodore Knox are being sued for $1 million for their car accident in Dallas County.
Good.
Too little.
I think you're right.
They could easily go for 5.
You know, just because something's easy doesn't mean you should do it.
That's not bad advice. You know what? I'm gonna carry that with me for the rest of my life, Fred.
You're gonna forget that
Or
tomorrow.
I was going to say at least until you leave this room.
What did I say? No, just kidding.
If it's easy, do it.
That's what I heard.
Lamborghini SUV, 119 miles per hour.
Not Henry Rugg speeds.
I mean, it's not a contest.
Right.
They act like it is, but it's not.
It's just pay it. Pay right away. The crash injured 4 people. He's going to get sued 4 times. The other cat, 91 miles per hour.
I just feel like even as a civilian, it's
Yep.
not smart to try to walk off. If you know you're in the NFL,
Why'd you say the word civilian?
well, like if you're like not like somebody who doesn't have a big image to the point where someone could just look and be like, "Oh no, that's
Oh, yeah. Well,
so."
yeah, I'll take what you just said and I'll say, regardless of your job, always do the right thing.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
His contract for his rookie deal is $6.4 million. So after taxes, he's probably sitting with maybe 3. So if he gets sued 4 times for $1 million each, he'll be down $1 million.
Well, he's got insurance.
I was going to say that's a lawsuit that your
Sure.
insurance pays for, right? I mean, the
Oh.
settlement comes out
Well,
of your insurance.
Then you end up in a weird one, though. So if you're found criminally breaking the law, your insurance doesn't cover you the same way.
This is true.
Okay.
Didn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah, wouldn't that not qualify then? Because he did have a warrant.
Well, so the insurance will pay the victim. That will happen.
If he gets sued,
Yeah, they will pay the victim, but then he will have to repay the insurance.
right, his rates will go up and yeah, all that stuff.
You said something interesting, Isaiah, and I think it actually goes oppo. Like you don't walk away, you don't leave the scene of a crime because you have that big stature.
That's what
You got that fame. That's why he knew he'd get away with it with a slap on a wrist.
Oh.
He's just like, whatever. I'm a famous millionaire. I'll just throw some money at the family, and then I'll miss a game or 2 from this season, and everything will be fine. And it's not like I OJ'd somebody. Like people are going to forget about this a couple weeks into the season.
For sure. And that's why I don't understand why the videos where he's casually just walking away and people are like, oh, you're just going to walk off?
Yeah, not a care in the world.
It's like, dude, you have the money. Just go back and just try to be as good of a person as you can be about
But
it.
not because you have the money. Just
Yeah.
because, like,
Well, they ran away because of the guns.
oh, yeah, there's always
Okay,
the guns.
and I did forget about that part.
Yeah,
and
the
the things that
guns.
were in the car.
I mean, I'd
and
run
that,
away.
Yep, that's it. Yep, that's
From
the reason
guns,
to
I
get
mean.
up out of there.
Oh, that's a good point, too.
Yep.
Because what if someone else had a gun?
He was in Texas, and he plays football for a team from Missouri. No one cares that he had a gun.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
But what about the people he was with too? Maybe some of those guys couldn't have guns around them. You don't know. I don't know. I don't know the other people in question that
I
he was
think it
with.
was
I also feel like there's a fight or flight thing that kicks in with
exactly.
everybody.
Oh, so he's a coward, too, you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have fought that family too.
You're a coward, Rashi Rice.
That's exactly the term I was going for. Is fight or flight. He's like, okay, face this or leave. I'm leaving.
If you are an NFL player and you run into my car, I am quickly going to know you're an NFL player, and I'm going to sue you for more of the money.
Considerably more.
Like near all, even. If all is an option, that amount.
Yep.
And then I go after the Texas Police Department because they didn't get him.
Boom.
You just keep on adding to the suing, more and more and more.
Start planning vacations.
Oh yeah.
And you take that money and place it on a parlay, right?
An entry.
An
I would
entry.
never do
I'm not
that.
sure
I
the
would never
parlay.
parlay. I would only prize pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, only
Yeah.
entries.
Get a lineup. Make your lineup. I submitted mine.
More or less.
Did you do the same ones we did?
Very close. Very
What
close.
did you do?
You didn't tail us?
us?
Well, I was up against the clock. I didn't get any of the earlier games.
Did you use our referral code and get up to $100 matched?
Oh, I got exactly $100.
Let's go!
Ayo.
Andy, did you use our referral code and get
I
up?
used it. I got a few more steps to go.
He's
I'm
gonna
getting
put. He's
there.
gonna put in 69.69 for sure.
I'll do 100.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
I will make a new email account and make a whole new Prize Picks account.
There you go.
I've tried. They track that social down.
Oh,
Yeah.
Welcome to
Isaiah's
Prize
like-
Pick Schmake Schmashio.
Isaiah says you need a new bank account. You need a new.
Someone's tried this.
Yeah, got to run it through your lady.
Yeah,
It's the
well,
whole-
oh, I'll use my mom's.
this is how it starts. Andy, you're taking off. Anything we missed today, brother?
I don't think so. Me? You guys missed me.
Oh,
I thought it was all right.
you coming and hanging on Wednesday again?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
Coming to the Y?
Definitely. I love the Y.
Oh, I mess with the Y. Mess with the Y. Whenever we get back from the break, we wrap the program up. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. All right, Van, go ahead and recap the WNBA draft. Thank you.
All right, I know the first 4 people. After that, it's getting really rough. No, never scratch that. I know the 7th pick, Angel Reese. Obviously, Caitlyn Clark, the GOAT, before she even steps on the court, went number 1. Congratulations to the economy of Indiana.
I feel bad for my current lady and every lady I've ever gone with. I think I'm really into tall girls after watching the WNBA draft.
I think you might specifically be talking about my new crush, Cameron Brink. JC Sheldon went 5th. Aaliyah Edwards 6th. Angel Reese 7th. And then after that, thanks women's NCAA tournament, because I don't know any of these other people.
Caitlyn Clark Scherzy. Right, just looking up something here.
ESPN is what I'm looking at on right now.
She wears number 22.
Usually a big CBS sports guy, but I just so happened to stumble across.
Hey, you know
the
what?
draft
Same.
here.
Hey, same. Yeah.
One thing that the 4-letter network needs to do on their website is write down the name of the city and team in the WNBA. Just don't put up their logo and assume we know where you're playing basketball, the name of your team.
Yeah, I was convinced Angel Reese was joining the Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark, but it turns out that's the Chicago team.
Yeah, it's just, the logos look so similar.
How
am I supposed to know?
She's teaming with Cardosa, right? Cardosa?
Yeah, she went earlier.
Okay, 3rd.
I'm actually pretty surprised the amount of international players that have been selected so far.
I'm surprised they didn't just turn off the draft after Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
So Caitlin Clark was on Saturday Night Live this weekend.
Isn't that insane?
Like, she's getting the rub. Like, this is everything that big entertainment can do to, like, put the WNBA over.
Sure.
You give someone to Colin Jost and the other guy, then that's the rub. Stop the draft. Caitlin Clark, Saturday Night Live.
I can't wait to see how her.
It's Michael Che. That's Isaiah. That was for you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Isaiah. Because
I like it.
you can't wait for what?
I can't wait for the first Caitlin Clark game compared to like an NBA game. And then once her games start beating out the NBA
In ratings?
Oh, yeah.
Her college games.
We're already doing it. But
Her
like
college games, her last 3 games in last year's tournament had better
Shattered.
ratings than every non-game 7 NBA playoff game.
She did to ratings what Hot Shaq used to do to backboards. Shattered them, Isaiah.
it's almost like Dallas Cowboy worthy.
She would be better than Dak Prescott. You're right, Isaiah. Good job.
In her respective sports, she is. And I don't think there's any debate about it. I think she's on more of Mahomes' level, honestly.
Today is Jackie Robinson Day. It's also tax day. Why would they do that?
It's a bummer.
Well, you can't change tax day.
You're correct.
It's just convenient.
Should.
April 15th, 1947. Jackie Robinson broke baseball's color barrier when he made his historic Major League Baseball debut. Every year on April the 15th, baseball honors Jackie Robinson by celebrating his life, values, and accomplishments. They started doing this in 97, Van? Question mark?
Ish. Yeah.
I think it's 97. No. Select teams started, they retired his number in 97. They started doing it in 04. So this is the 20th year. If you don't count COVID or whatever. I mean,
And I may be mistaken, but this is a Ken Griffey Jr. driven event, right?
I think there's some truth to that.
He's the first person to ask to wear Jackie Robinson's number on Jackie Robinson Day. Then certain teams adapted to doing it.
Yeah.
And then the whole league.
Everyone wears 42 today. Today, everyone is 42.
Sure.
Most influential athlete of all time. I don't like. You can give me a couple other names. You can give me Muhammad Ali. You can give me a couple other names. There's not a more important athlete in the history of professional athletics than Jackie Robinson.
I mean, Sean Strickland to a bunch of people. He's like the reverse Jackie Robinson.
Great fighter.
He's trying to undo everything Jackie Robinson did.
I don't know where I saw this at, but I saw somebody went on a rant about how Jackie Robinson was not even like the best like black player at the time.
There's like athletically, there's a lot of truth in that.
Truth to that.
And
Yeah,
they were
sure.
like Jackie Robinson just got lucky
No.
Or
No,
like that's what they
absolutely
were
not.
saying.
Chosen. He was
No,
chosen.
he was
Yeah.
chosen for his character,
Yeah.
not just because of his skill on the baseball field.
He could
just
hang.
his ability to endure what he went through.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. And to not physically assault
Yeah.
people that deserved it.
Yeah, Josh Gibson would just beat up white people every day. Like, that's one way to do it, but I think the country kind of preferred Jackie's method.
And he had a cool slide into home plate.
My goodness.
Yeah, he did.
Zay, you grew up in the middle of America. You're a young black man.
Correct.
Jackie Robinson hit home with you?
The reason he doesn't hit as home as he could is because I'm so far detached from baseball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I knew the stories, and we even were learning about him in like history lessons, of course, in February, but we still would recap it. And, you know, he was taught as if he was, you know, more than just a baseball player. So I knew about him, especially for that reason. But as far as baseball, I'd know more about him off the field than I do on the field.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah, I think, I mean, with me and Zay's generation, you know, we know more about like what he did off the field than on the field. Like, I couldn't tell you any of his accolades other than he was good at stealing bases.
Exactly.
That's an interesting one to me because I think they're hand in hand.
Yeah. You might be surprised to hear that he was immediately one of the best 5 players in baseball. it's not going to come as a shocker to a lot of people that a young Jackie Robinson was better than a guy who worked at the meat packing plant in the offseason.
Career 1,500 hits, scored 947 runs, 734 ribbies, cracked 137 dingers, and as you mentioned, 197 career stolen bases.
Oh, I thought he had way more.
Well, so his career is interesting. So he
Sure.
played 47 to 56, which is 10 years. And I guess he was over 100 games every year. So, I mean, he played substantial games. But, I mean, the dude could go. And I don't know, just professional athletics wouldn't be the same today without his contribution. The guy in football is a guy named Kenny Washington. And I don't think people really know the story of him. Martin Luther King referenced him regularly, Martin Luther King Jr.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just don't think it hits the same way. I maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Zay, you're really into football culture. Does Kenny Washington mean anything to you?
No.
No.
To be honest, the name doesn't truly ring a bell.
I mean, I know you guys got beef with this guy, but I would say Warren Moon has a little bit more clout.
Yeah, that name I know.
Yeah.
Just me personally, like my inner child. His advancing the narrative of people of color playing the quarterback position, that's not lost on me. But him as a human, just a dumpster fire.
Well, and, you know, if you're going for that one, I think it's Jim Brown.
I was just about to say it. I
Yeah.
think Jim Brown's a good comparison.
As far as civil rights activists go.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, put him in the top. And then there's like guys today, work done. You know, there's guys today that
Work
have
done, still doing it.
Still doing it. You know, there's just dudes who give because they're in a position too. And baseball's so weird now. You won't become a Major League Baseball player unless you are rich as a child. That is just the way the game is built now. There's no coming out of the inner city. There's no bootstrap stories. You go to big ass warehouses in the middle of big cities and you get trained by expensive coaches and it costs you thousands of dollars monthly to get good enough for the opportunity to play at a pro level that's not Major League Baseball, let alone Major League Baseball.
I mean, that's kind of what basketball is turning
That's
into.
what they
too.
all are.
And you guys
Yeah.
can correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like because baseball is such a skill-centered sport, I feel like that's a sport where if you have the money to pay for the exceptional trainers, how can someone who's been training not become at least efficient? Or can you still just be so uncoordinated that even when practicing these skills, you can't excel?
It's a very niche skill set that some people just don't take a hold of. I mean, maybe they're more better served playing
like
another
golf.
sport.
It's like,
Sure.
to me, golf is the exact same thing as
Yeah.
baseball. Well, except you have to be really athletic to play baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Some positions, right?
Some
Or all?
positions.
Okay.
And after I said it, I think
Sure. Bartolo Colon exists.
Yeah, Pablo Sandoval.
Yeah.
This was a very good one today. 4 o'clock tomorrow. We'll do 4 o'clock all week. Where are we at tomorrow, Van? Rio Bravo?
Rio Bravo Brewing Company.
The Y on Wednesday, Sadie's on Thursday, and we're going to actually head over to Hollow Spirits on Friday.
Let's go over there.
We got a fun event going on.
Go help out some helpers.
Zay, good job.
Thank you.
Young Cassio.
Hi, Mom.
Van, final word.
Check out the opening drive tomorrow morning with Jeff and JJ.
I like that a lot. Good job, everyone. GG.
See you tomorrow at Rio Bravo, Burke.